the Stormcast. Cruising speeds are set. The destination has been mapped. You are now on a journey with the greatest host, the Stormcast. Action Jack, Nintendo Cisco, Geronimo, Trey Vito, Sandstorm McDowell. Hypervision goggles should be securely fastened to properly see the truth presented. Get ready, Stormtroopers, for another Stormcast. Grab your snacks, grab your drink. Don't blink, or you'll miss the Stormcast. Here we go.
Turn this up! I can't hear you there, Sandstorm.
Oh,
Perfect. Thank you. I was yelling at my daughter earlier. I'm like, shut that dog up. What is going on, everybody? We are here for another Stormcast. As you can see, we've got a full roster here. Unfortunately, both Jack and Vito couldn't make it, but we switched the slots out with two superstars here. On my right side, that's right? Okay. Because it's my left when I'm pointing to. But on my right side, we got Angry Vigilante. Vigil, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. We thank you so much for coming through and joining us for this wonderful Stormcast, bro. This is actually the first time he's been on. So, like, give my man's a hand. Give my man's a hand.
I usually work Saturday night. That's why. It just happens to be my wife's birthday today, so I got to take the weekend off.
Hey, and that is much appreciated. We thank you for that. And thank you,
Happy
Mrs.
birthday.
Vigilante. Yeah. Happy birthday to her. Hey, as a matter of fact, everybody in the chat, give out a good happy birthday to Mrs. Vigilante, please. And then we've got the man, the myth, the legend down in the bottom right-hand corner, cool as can be. I don't know if I've ever really seen this man smile. Only his after image, Shadow Fox Infinite. How you doing there, bro?
When I stepped in the game, you know what it is.
And then we've got the usual fellas that are here every Saturday with me. Then Tim Cisco, how you doing today, bro?
hey, doing well. Shadow Fox, I don't think we've met before, so nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I'm excited. This is going to be a fun episode. We got lots of fun topics, so I'm really excited for this one.
Yay. And then we've got the co-host of the day today, Geronimo. How you doing today? Oh, you silent too?
Yeah, you muted.
I did play myself. What up, y'all? Glad to be here as always.
All right. So you guys know how we do before we start off. We've got plenty to talk about today. The Xbox Direct, as well as Nintendo and sales. And guess who also's got some sales stuff to talk about? Sony, too. And then we also have to talk about Pokemon Champions, because that's a thing as well. But before we do, and before we jump into this icebreaker, y'all know how we do. We gotta pray in, man. We gotta pray in. So, Father God, thank you for this time. Thank you for this opportunity to be able to discuss the things that we love, the hobbies that you have given us. We appreciate all that you have given us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
No.
All right. So now that we've all prayed in, it is time to talk about the icebreaker. And since we have two guest stars here, we definitely want to hear what they've been playing lately. So we'll start off with Vigil. Angry Vigilante, what have you been playing lately?
Well, I just got done beating the Super Mario Wonder Meetup in Bella Bella Park DLC. I also just finished Princess Peach Showtime, and currently I am playing Pokemon Fire Red, and I am playing Tears of the Kingdom as well. Hopefully, I'm going to beat that before Yoshi comes out.
Okay. Man, I'm trying to get done with something before I pick up Yoshi, because I feel like that backlog is just like getting fatter and fatter. And you know when you're like, I can't pick up any more games. I can't pick up. I shouldn't pick up
It's
any more games.
getting kind of crowded.
Yeah,
Whatever you do, stay away from pawn shops, okay? I went on a buying spree this week because of the pawn shops, because of how cheap they are.
Oh yeah.
You're like, you know what? There's room. I see a crack over there on my shelf, and there's room enough just for like 15 more. It's okay. Okay. All right. Shadow, what have you been playing lately, man?
You know, Streets of Rage 4. That all the
Always in
time,
rotation.
just constant rotation. I have over 1,000 hours in that game. I have to at this point. Between that, finished Resident Evil 9. Highly recommended. One of my games of the year for sure. Then I went back to Killer Instinct for a little bit, and trying to finish up. I can't think of the name of the game now. The Android girl, still away. I couldn't think of the name of it for some reason, but
Oh yeah, that's right.
still trying to that boss fight, and I don't want to go all the way back to the beginning of the game to collect what I need to survive that battle. So I'm just trying to, like, I don't know, do a whole bunch of perfect dodges to finish. So we'll see how that works. But if not, I may rage quit and start all the way over. So
I had to start that game.
Yep.
Big shout outs to everybody who's on the chat. What up, DJ Jerome, Jazzy? I gotta say hi to all the peoples. Jay Biggs, Moderators Unite, Squared is in the building, Brand Smith in the building. Of course, we have RJ in the building as well. If I didn't catch you, Aries is also in the building. Thank you guys all for coming through. We appreciate you guys showing up. And the question goes out to you guys as well, not just us in the panel. What have you guys been playing lately? We definitely will shout those out as well. So, with that being said, Cisco, what have you been playing lately?
Going through Pocopia. That's man, that is a meaty game. It doesn't matter how many hours you put into that game. I remember I was like, I went to Pallet Town. I was like, I just want to have my own house. Like I've been like just trying to survive in huts and every other island. Let me go and actually build myself like a little hub world with a basement full of chests that I can throw all my items in. And yeah, I started with it started off as doing the house. I never finished it. I thought I was gonna do a quick house in like 30 minutes to an hour. Man, I was on that for like 5 hours and never finished the house. Like, it just took so long. It was fun, but it's like, man, that game I'm trying to play, but I can't get through it. But it's fun. It's just my only criticism of that game, or at least for me, maybe I'm just not approaching it right. I feel like the recipes come after you do the story stuff. So by then you're already ready to move on to the next area. So it's like, man. So the whole time I'm like, when do I like actually take the time to kind of rebuild the homes and stuff? But I'm just doing it for what it is. And then I'm playing Gale of Darkness. That man, I got maybe what did I say, like 8 hours or 7 hours into the game, and then it crashed and I lost all my save, which is hilarious because I had 3 failed runs from the data being corrupted on GameCube. So I'm like, Switch won't do this to me. I got it this time. And then I'm like, what is happening right now? There's no way. But I'm determined, so I started again. I'm doing the save states. Like, I'm spamming them every time I finish a battle. And so far, so good. I got past the SS Libra part, so we shall see. And I'm also playing a little bit of trying to finish up the Paranormal Site, Mermaid Scares as well.
How you liking that?
I'm liking it, but the whole brand, I got a little confused because like it stopped. The story just stopped. I'm like, what do I do now? Did I beat it? But I don't understand what just happened. And so basically I have to replay chapters, knowing what I know now, and then like change the dialogue or like change the different outcomes. So there's different endings and stuff. So it's pretty in depth, but like I'm used to visual novel games kind of having a linear storyline. To some extent, so I'm like, oh wait, I didn't know you can like replay chapters and then change the outcomes. So it was interesting, but yeah, I'm liking it a lot. For the $25 price, I think it's pretty worth it. Well, I got it sponsored though, so I didn't pay for it. But I think like comparing to like games like Emio the Smiling Man that was $60, I think this is way better. Like I wasn't crazy about Emio, but this one I think like for the buck, I think it holds up pretty well.
That's fair. Okay. Aries said Virtual Fighter was calling my name. Virtual Fighter 5 cool. Calling my name.
Virtual Fighter.
It came out. That's right.
Yeah.
Switch 2.
Drone said just finished Res 9, amazing Mortal Kombat collection. Currently playing Fallout 4 on Switch 2. How is that, by the way? I don't really go off of Digital Foundry stuff. They were like, it's impressive, but I really need like a real person's review. Not
looks to be a fantastic version.
I don't want to take it there. I'll just leave it at that.
No, we can take it there, but it's a whole nother.
Oh, well, Ditch Foundry, whatever. Yeah.
Jazzy said still on Opia, Monster Hunter Stories. Only will be on both Pill, Tamagotchi Life, and Pragmata. Okay, that's good.
I saw him play the demo.
This one caught me off guard because I can't swear, and I was like, what is he talking about? He said he just finished Ace, that's the word, Ace Creed, switched to 135 hours. That's what's up. That's a lot of time. That's a good amount of time. He just started Final Fantasy VII Remake, deciding whether to start Final Fantasy VII Remake or Trials of the Sky before Pragmata. Everybody's ready for Pragmata. That's good.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's good. Dark Sunrider said he just finished Shinobi Art of Vengeance back on Mario Wonder. I still got to finish Mario Wonder too.
I
There's
didn't
some
know
other
the
games.
DLC's out.
You said
Shinobi's
what?
on the list.
My boy Elvis. He says Warframe Switch 2 version dropped this week, so I've been playing that and Mega Man Star Force Legacy
want that.
Collection. Yeah,
I want that
I did.
so bad.
I finally saw the trailer for that, and I was like, oh yeah, Cisco's definitely picking this up.
I want to. Yeah, as soon as I get the money for it, I'm grabbing it.
8Ball, shout outs to him. He says playing Paper Mario on Switch 2. He said he has only got 3 stars left. That's what's up. Started Dead Island 2 and playing Re4 Remake. Both games on. Hey, shout outs to my man. Shout outs to owning the Xbox and showing that support. That's what's up. I feel like there's not too many people who just openly say that, and that deserves some credit. That deserves
Just me, I guess.
That means they never jumped. They never did the 360 to PS4 jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that. So. it is what it is.
All right, Geronimo, what have you been playing lately, man?
Man, I've really been heavy on Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm on Chapter 16. I got smacked with the Lord Dump not too long ago, and I'm at a point where I think I'm gonna have to grind a little bit to upgrade some parts.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm getting close to the end. I'm getting really close to the end. So I'm trying to get it done before the end of the month. So I'm probably gonna be going hard on it later tonight and tomorrow for sure.
Okay.
That's pretty much the main thing, though. Not too much any other things I've been playing lately.
Okay. So your boy has been picking games on Monday and Tuesday. Like I've been playing different games, like a plethora, and I realized that I'm really not moving the needle like on any game because I keep swapping out games. Like it's just putting in a little into every game, and it actually started to give me a little bit of stress because I'm like, man, I gotta move forward on one of these games. And then on top of that, I just got Crimson Desert, and so like that added on to all the games that I'm already playing. I'm like, I just need to sit down and focus on one game, even if it's not beating the game, just like really focusing and dialing in on one game. So I ended up picking well, I'll tell you all the games that I was playing. I went back into Legends and played that as well, ZA, and then I popped out that for Mario Wonder because I was curious. I didn't get the upgrade or anything, but I was just kind of curious as to just how it looked on the Switch 2, even without, with the boost and all that other stuff. So I played that a little bit, and I played Thumper. I think I told you guys this last week. Played more Thumper because now that I have the headphones with the surround sound, it just changes that game like so much, even though it's the same game. Like just because it's a sound-based game, oh my gosh, but everything bangs just a little bit harder. Pause. And then I played Tears of the Kingdom as well. Played what's the Hyrule Warriors Age of
Imprisonment.
Imprisonment.
That game is so good.
Yeah, it's a fun game. But all of those games just all together was like, man. And then I picked back up Street Fighter 6 and just got Sagat's form. So I'm like, oh, I need to learn how to play as Sagat. And I'm like, you know what? I just need to focus on one game. So I ended up focusing on Crimson Desert. And that patch, the first patch actually came through really fast so quickly that I don't know what the problem was before that patch. It didn't really matter to me, I guess, at that point, but having a blast with that game, having a lot of fun with that game. I just went into this encampment and there was like 50 enemies, and they show you in this little bar. It's like you gotta this is the percentage of how many enemies you have to defeat in order to take over this encampment. And so I finally got the other character, the girl. And so me and her, we walked in, and like I was just RTO, pow, you know what I'm saying? Clothesline, watch out, you know what I mean? Just grabbing fools with the ultra hand, slamming them down, cutting through, and I'm like, this is the the fighting in here, especially when you start to like get a bunch of people and you start unlocking moves and stuff like that, it's really, really satisfying. And then at the end of that encampment, so I've only fought 3 bosses so far, right? I've only fought 3 bosses so far. So I know there's this huge thing about bosses being like stupidly hard and harder than Elden Ring and all of that. I don't know because I've never played Elden Ring, so I can't say whether that is true or not true. But I know that the last boss that I faced, I died a good 10 times. And some of the moves that it was using when I first fought it, they had like almost like a cooldown. And then like sometimes, like after those other times that I died, it would just like use those moves in repetition. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, are you cheating? I feel like you're cheating. Like the game is cheating. The game is cheating. But you know, I come from a different era, the era that we all come from. Of oh, the game beat you. Get good, son. Get good. So I figured, you know, the best way to probably handle this guy is to do that, you know, like pop up, back up, back up, back up, back up, pop up. So yeah, it was one of those, and I finally defeated the enemy. I'm gonna say that the bosses are hard, but they are all timely and rhythm based. Some of them have some cheesing moves, but I mean, it's been satisfying. If you guys haven't seen the latest Keith video, check that out because he's right on point. It's like it's a horrible. It's one of the worst good games and one of the best bad games. It's a dynamic of both. So yeah. If you guys have any other games that you guys are playing, if you're coming in a little bit late, make sure you put it in the comment section. We will throw those out here. But we're going to move on to our first topic, which is the Xbox Direct. So we had an Xbox Direct Thursday, just a couple days ago. Now, the Winging It podcast, shout outs to the Winging It podcast. They did a live reaction. I know. Did any of you guys do a live reaction?
No, I didn't make it.
Okay,
But I did view the video.
Okay, perfect. So none of us have given our official thoughts out really about the Direct in itself. So as far as the Direct goes, and this is a question out for all of you guys, how did you feel overall about the Direct, about the pacing? What did you like? What didn't you like? What was interesting? What wasn't interesting? And overall, where do you think Xbox sits in the future? I know that was a lot of questions, but we'll just go through it one at a time. We'll start off with you, Vigil. How did you feel about the Xbox Direct?
Who you starting off with?
You, yeah.
Oh, me. I'm sorry. You cut out when you said that. I didn't hear it. So I didn't live react to it, but I did do a video talking about it today. I love the partner preview. I thought it was amazing. It literally had games for everybody. It didn't just have one type. It didn't have just massive AAA realistic graphics. It had like indie games. It even had live service games. I'm super excited for Hunter the Reckoning because I played the original back on the Xbox. So seeing them get a new game for that got me really excited. And there were a few other games that I got excited for too. I just can't. Artificial Detective. I'm really excited for that one too.
Oh yeah, that one was really interesting. It's
kind
of brings me back to the Detroit game with just actual action to it. I miss those kind of games.
Kind of was like a cross between Borderlands a little bit too when you think about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Shadow. What about you, man?
Just for the feels and nostalgia, Hunter the Reckoning coming back, it at least has my interest.
Yeah.
So I want to check that out. I'm trying to remember down the list here. Serious Sam, I might have to get back into that. I haven't played it in a long time, but the Stranger in Heaven thing looks pretty interesting as well too. So that's definitely had piqued my interest.
Yeah.
The other game, there's one other game I was looking for here. Now, one thing that I did notice that was kind of strange is that it's kind of like weird that I don't know. It seems like Microsoft chose to. We could probably talk about this later, but it seemed like Microsoft chose to pick certain art styles to publish on Nintendo Switch or Switch 2, and that was kind of a strange thing. But other than that, the artificial detective game I was definitely looking at, and I'll play Hades 2 on anything. So as soon as I got a triple dip. So those are the things that piqued my interest for the most part on that show. There was another game I think as well. It was kind of like a Japanese.
Stranger Than Heaven.
No, it was another
Musa.
one. There was another one like that. No, it wasn't Stranger Than Heaven. It was
Dirty
something else.
Fate.
Musa Dirty Fate, yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of got my interest too. I wanted to see what that's about as well. But that's pretty much it for me.
Okay. All right. Cisco, how about you, man?
I didn't watch the presentation, but I throughout our conversation, I've been looking through the list and trailers. I think it's kind of cool. We got Super Meat Boy 3D. That's kind of unless that's already made, I don't know, but that looked pretty cool. And then like I mentioned earlier, the Stranger Than Heaven, the Like a Dragon developer, it says here. So that looked really cool. I mean, those games all kind of play very similarly, but I really like the environment. That looked really nice. I the thing is, it's like, and like Vigilante said, they have, there's a game for everyone, right? And I think, I know like Xbox tends to be kind of always picked on, but I still really root for them and hope that they make a big comeback, and I think what hopefully they're learning is that when it comes to gaming, it's about the games. And like, right now we can only make such powerful consoles, but it's about the games overall. So focus on the games, focus on these announcements, focus on just getting gamers excited to play these games and having these options to play it on different platforms. And, obviously have your exclusives. And I think, I think they can come back really strong if they keep this up. So pretty excited to see a couple of these announcements. I'm still looking through some of the trailers, but the Super Meat Boy looked pretty cool to me.
Okay. Geronimo, what about you, bro?
I kind of caught this when it was live, kind of while I was middle of work. I just had on the side. I'm looking through the list too to kind of refresh my memory on some things. Overall, it was alright. It was alright. Some kind of expected things, or not expected, already known quantities and stuff. But getting Xbox confirmations was good. Dispatch was there, which I forgot was on Xbox until that day. Hades 2, which pretty much announced Hades 2's leaving console exclusivity for Switch 2.
Yep.
With that, very soon actually. But the things that did catch my interest, of course, Stranger Than Heaven again. I've pretty much been interested in that since like they first revealed it. I think at the Game Awards or whatever show was last year. Looking through this again, Musa Dirty Fate. That one caught my eye as well, and the Serious Sam game, which looks like a co-op roguelike. So that's an interesting, that seems like a route I can see Serious Sam going. But I'll keep an eye out on that for sure. But other than that, Super Meat Boy 3D looked good. I think that's coming out on everything soon.
Yeah, I think because I think we saw it at a Switch presentation too.
Yeah, it's coming to. Yep, I think we have gameplay of that, and it looks good. It's 60 frames and all that good stuff. But overall, it was cool. It was cool. Definitely eager to learn more about Stranger in Heaven, because they also confirmed that they're gonna do like an exclusive show for it, kind of like how PlayStation did for Borderlands 4 last year. So I'll definitely turn in for that too. But overall, it was alright. It was cool. Not too crazy for me, but
okay.
Can I just say this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Isn't it? Anybody remember back when Nintendo did Directs instead of going to E3 and everybody kind of laughed at them?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Just thought I'd say
Look
that.
at it now.
Yeah.
Yep, everyone's doing them now.
Yeah. It's like you gotta get
showcase and state of play.
yeah. It's funny
how that
because like now it's like before it was like, oh, just wait till E3. Wait till E3. And now it's like, I need it now. I need a direct.
I'll just say that's one of many ways that Nintendo is forward thinking, and people perceive that as them being behind the times and not competing.
Well, they pulled out of E3 during the Wii U era? 'Cause I remember it being the Wii U era.
The second year.
Yeah, I remember because I remember that day. I remember when I got the announcement, I was really upset because I was a big Nintendo fan, and I was like, "Come on, Nintendo, why are you dropping out?" But now that we're getting the directs and we are in this culture of directs, now it's like, oh, it makes sense now. Now.
So Iwata wrote a letter after the Wii U came out. Basically, it was to all press, so they would republish it, and he was saying that the press wasn't showing what the system could actually do, and were mistranslating things to say that the system was weaker than it was. So they basically said it is our job to make sure you see what this system could do. So we will publish games that will do that. And after that, that's what they said, they're not working with press anymore. And they cut them out and started doing their own stuff and published directly to you. That's pretty much what the result was. So
and now it's the preference. It's now we prefer to get it just straight from them and not have these presentations.
Yep. So thank you, IGN, for all your mistranslations.
Right.
And G4.
G4 as well.
Oh yeah, G4. Oh yeah, G4. Yeah.
Okay, so as for me, in the presentation, I thought I agree with Vigil, man. It was good to see so much content from for everybody. There was at least one game here for you, and that was in a wide spectrum of ages or preferences to their video games. It was really good to see. It threw me off. I even said this in the video, oh, Bluey is here. What? Bluey on an Xbox?
But everything.
And it's not surprising because Bluey comes to everything. And I can't even say I'm more surprised that it's not at Nintendo, because I don't even feel like Nintendo would have showed that off. It's Bluey, you know what I mean? For kids, Disney, okay, because that can translate to a lot of people, but Bluey, and I was happy with that. That's cool to see. Am I gonna buy it? No, but it's really cool to see them be hey, we got something for your kids too. Listen, we got something for everybody. Ascend to Zero, I thought she was wearing a cow mask, and it ended up just being her buns on the side. But I think that game looks really good. It's really, I think it's also really interesting that Hades 2, I thought that was always, but then I'm like, oh yeah, I guess Nintendo was the first one to really have that drop on their system. So
yeah,
happy with that.
Is the first Hades.
Yeah.
Only PC and Switch for the first 6 months or so, and then Super Giant Games, they just ran it back because it worked well the first time.
Yeah, yep. I'm happy with that. I'm glad that the Xbox community gets to be able to join in on that game. The Expanse, I'm happy. I'm really happy with that because it's one of those shows that I'm still watching, and I can't remember if it was Vito or Terminator Juice who was like, bro, you gotta watch this. I'm pretty sure it was Vito. And so for them to come out with the game right outside of that, I know Vito is probably has some sort of interest, at least on Game Pass level, to check it out. We've talked again and again about Eternal Life of Goldman, aka the new game of DuckTales. And I've played the demo. I actually played the demo last night or the night prior, just to check it out, and the game is fun.
Does it play like DuckTales or?
Kind of.
Ish. Okay.
Yeah. It has its own personality in it. So I'm happy with that. I do like the fact that they change out the equipment, your umbrella, you change out the different hooks and on the body of it to do different things. It makes it a really interesting game. And then one of the games, they got Dispatch as well too, and that threw me off as well because I'm like, I thought Dispatch was everywhere, but I guess not.
PC switch to PC, PlayStation, then switch to now Xbox.
Okay. Musa, Stalker 2, Stranger Than Heaven, Those all look like very interesting games. Grave Season had me like, oh, okay, maybe. And then the last game that I saw that I was like, not really interested was Alien Death Storm. I'm sure somebody, and Vaunted. Somebody will probably, and Withering Waves, now that I think about it. Those three kind of lost me, not because they don't look like good games. I don't really have any interest in arena like shooters. I don't really have any interest in games that look like gacha games. And the Aliens one was like, not real alien stuff. But overall, I think Xbox, as far as the developer, I will say this is one thing that I think they actually do the best as far as their directs. So something that I've noticed is that they go through like a few set of games and then they bring you back for a review. Like, you see this game, they show you this game, and they show you this game, and then they show you a slide of what you just watched. You watch this, you watch this, you watch this. They may have a date next to it, maybe not, but then they bring up another set of games and they keep showing you. I like that. I like that format a lot.
Yeah, they know their audience, so
yeah, it's very often that you get through a whole Nintendo Direct and you like, dang, what did I see again? What was I watching? It was a game up there and you can't think of the name of the game.
Yeah.
But they constantly show you what you've been watching, and I think that's really good. That keeps that like retention of what you're trying to watch.
I think Nintendo and Sony, they just do the sizzle reel at the end. But I think the last couple of presentations that Sony has done, they will give you the slide card before they present the game. They'll say, hey, these couple of games are about to come up, and then they'll show them or whatever instead of afterwards.
Oh, afterwards.
Yeah, and then so Microsoft and Sony are doing it the same thing, kind of. I think they're just doing it before, and Nintendo's just like, watch our sizzle reel at the end. You'll be okay.
Yeah. So I think it's a cool move. Overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, Shadow, how do you feel like this Direct did?
No, I think it was pretty good because the thing that everybody was clowning Xbox about is like, where are the games? Where are the games? Where are the games? And Microsoft was like, yeah, we bought all these studios. Here are all the games, and it looks good to me. Some people might clown some stuff like Wuthering Waves took too long to get there. Hades 2 took too long to get there. But there's stuff that's going to be exclusive to Xbox coming out too, because they have a couple of deals with they own Activision now, but you get what I mean. Like, There's some stuff that's either going to be on Game Pass day one, which means you're more likely to get it on Game Pass, or it'll be exclusive for a few months on Series XS. So I kind of understand their mantra, and they're trying to do some of that stuff with the third party stuff too. So that kind of works, I guess. You kind of have to do it at some point. You got to have some type of deal with not just your first party stuff, but also your third party stuff, especially if you're publishing on other platforms. So you do some little exclusives here, and some stuff goes everywhere, and it works out in the end somehow. I guess we'll see what happens. You already know what my thoughts are about where that company's going because of their CEO, but that's a whole nother story from here. But
yeah, that's why I don't talk about Xbox much on here.
Yeah,
it's gonna turn into non-gaming talk very quickly.
Yeah, so, what they have is, I think, can be a good formula if they actually take it seriously.
Okay. Yeah, they have potential.
Xbox has to fight an uphill battle of a whole bunch of things external to gaming, and I don't want to have that conversation here. So, but I thought it was a good show.
Okay. Let's see. Ari said Microsoft reaching beyond the ball and gun audience is welcome, and I hope they continue with its approach. Yeah, I like that.
I'm so glad the ball and gun term has reached containment of that circle of YouTubers I've been watching for like the past 10, 15 years. I'm so glad, because that's what it is, man.
Yeah.
Ball and gun.
Yep.
That was basically like all the E3s. Hey, you like balls? You like guns? Yep. Pause. You like guns? Here's another game.
Guns. Third person guns.
Like, how dare you play that kitty game over here? Come over here with me and let's play basketball/football and be completely how can I say this? Non-militant, running around with guns like morons. Like,
yeah.
not military efficient at all, but whatever. Those games are fantasies.
All right. Angry Vigil, Overall, how'd you feel about the Xbox Direct?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. I actually gave it a 10 out of 10 because it literally had games almost in every genre for everybody. There wasn't really any downsides, and it was about third parties type stuff or partner type stuff. So I absolutely loved it. Had some amazing games to look forward to, and I just didn't really have anything negative to say about the games themselves.
Very nice, very nice. Jay Biggs, he said, "I'll just stick to the gun." My man's from New York all day. Okay, Nintendo Cisco, how'd you feel overall about the Direct?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing,
obviously.
so I can't give it a fair point. But I'm from what I've seen, positive. I think it's positive. I mean, I'm easy to please. Anytime there's a presentation showing off games, it's always a plus.
Okay. And Geronimo, hold on. Ib said, Xbox, don't make me tap the sign. Activision, Call of Duty, binding agreement. We are still waiting.
Yeah, they haven't pushed the red button yet.
Yeah, they haven't pushed the button yet. 10 years have not started as of yet. Geronimo.
Man, oh man. Yeah. Like I said earlier, yeah, I thought it was cool. I think it was cool. I'll say that it was cool. Nothing there was really bad or anything. Not too many things just jumped out to me like that. But it was cool. I think it was a good, partner showcase for the folks on Xbox. So.
Okay.
Mhm.
For me, I'm actually now. If Xbox did all these things before, overall I'd probably get a 8 out of 10 because I'm used to those kind of things. But I do definitely add a point for people who change direction. Try something a little bit new. And as far as this developer direct, I was impressed. I think they did a really good job with catering to everybody and showing that their fandom is more than just playing sports and shooting up things, and a whole bunch of profanity thrown everywhere, because it really is. There's so many different Xbox people out there, and surprisingly, there's a lot of indie loving Xbox fans out there. So for them to even throw out some like indie games as well and give that some space and some time in the developer direct, kudos to y'all. That was a really good move. Now, I don't know if I want to congratulate the new president or
Yes,
if
sir,
that was
bro.
already if that was already in play. So I'm not gonna give you too much credit because I think that was already written before you jumped in on the whole deal. So, but with that being said, this is definitely a good move in the right way that Xbox should actually be going as far as their presentations and their directs. Good job. We give you guys an applause here on the Sandstorm Show. With that being said, something that's a little more controversial, and I didn't put this in the breaking news. I wasn't going to hit y'all with the breaking news today, but something that is slightly more controversial, Pokemon Champions. So we've been waiting for Champions for a while now, and it was official that it was coming to the Switch 2 first. Now, we still don't have our hands officially on it yet, but the one thing that we have been seeing is that, man, there's quite a lot of things going on there besides just battling, right? Some things not so friendly, if you will. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to take a look. Normally I don't do this with Gaston, but we're actually going to take a look at Pokemon Champions, the trailer that we were given. And I don't want to be the main person on here. Let's move it down to this slide. Yeah, that looks better. That looks a whole lot better. So we're going to check out Pokemon Champions, the trailer that was given to us. And hold on, I got to actually full screen this. Give me 2 seconds. And normally I do this fast and right.
I'm just laughing with the Donkey Kong music playing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is that please
Screen.
this is that please understand. Wait for a moment music. We'll get back to you shortly.
Oh.
All right.
Pokemon battles for everyone. Pokemon Champions. This game is all about battles. Compete online against players from across the world with the Pokemon you've recruited. There are two ways to obtain battle-ready Pokemon. The first is by connecting to the Pokemon Home app. Transfer your Pokemon from games in the Pokemon RPG series and the Pokemon Go app to Pokemon Home. Then link the app to this game. The second way is via Recruit. Choose one Pokemon to recruit once per day from a random selection of Pokemon that appear in the game. Recruited Pokemon can only be used in Pokemon Champions for a certain amount of time. After you've gathered your Pokemon, choose 6 of them and form your team. Before battle, you'll be able to see your opponent's team and vice versa, and choose the Pokemon you want to use for the impending match. Consider which Pokemon your opponent will use. Then select your own Pokemon to start the battle. Players alternate turns with moves. Win by reducing the HP of all your opponent's Pokemon to 0. If you're in a bind, you can swap one Pokemon for another. Or use Mega Evolution to power up your Pokemon. The decisions you make could influence the tide of battle. With Mega Evolution, certain Pokemon will gain abilities brand new to the series.
In the rain?
There are also different battle formats. Use one Pokemon at a time in single battles, or have Pokemon fight 2-on-2 in double battles.
I hate that one. I lose to that one all the time.
There are 3 different online battle modes. In ranked battles, test your skills against evenly matched trainers and aim for the highest rank. In casual battles, wins and losses aren't recorded, so you can enjoy matches however you'd like. And in private battles, create a room and battle against anyone with the room ID. There are also in-game online competitions in which you'll battle with preset rules that change every season. Engage in battles to earn victory points or VP. Here's how to use VP. You can swap the moves a Pokemon can learn, change its nature, modify its abilities, and more.
Nice.
The stat points of a
great.
Pokemon
This is
can
amazing.
also be adjusted.
They
For
have to
example,
implement
you
Pokemon
could increase
Showdown.
attack and speed to boost offense. Or raise HP and defense to withstand attacks. Pokemon can be easily trained to your liking, so try out different ways to battle. You can only recruit once per day, but by using VP, you can recruit multiple times. Keep in mind that recruited Pokemon are only available for 1 week, but with VP, any recruited Pokemon will be permanently added. In the shop, spend VP to purchase held items or Mega Stones for your Pokemon. You can also get clothing and looks for your trainer, different Pokeball throwing styles, and battle music.
That's why I like.
Always locked in the music.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's locked behind something.
Always locking that
A
music.
world of fierce battles
That-
with your
they will get me
Pokemon
with that.
awaits. Pokemon Champions.
They didn't show off the battle passes.
Available April 8th on the Nintendo Switch system.
Free to play? I didn't pick that.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Glad to rewatch that because I haven't rewatched it since.
I
they
didn't
dropped
watch that
it earlier
before,
this
but I did know a lot of the information though. But we'll get into that.
Yeah. So, we're gonna leave it to our Pokemon expert, all things Pokemon, Professor Cisco.
Oh, me. Oh. Okay. Well, there's a lot to be said. So I am a VGC player.
Nice.
Not like a real VGC player. I'm on and off between seasons, but I do play a lot of Pokemon. It's my favorite thing, and I do go to tournaments. I do go to regionals. Haven't done that in like a few years, but I have had acquaintances with some of the bigger like VGC players. There was a friend I knew. I don't want to give names because they've said before they don't like when they get like their name dropped and stuff. But like, there's some people that I've known, and they introduced me to some of the bigger ones that play VGC, and it's a really awesome space. So they also have been a couple of them have been invited to play this game early, and so there's goods, and then there's we don't knows, and then there's my personal worries. So I don't even know where to begin, guys. Especially, I also want to leave some conversation for all of us. I'll say, I'm excited for this. It's something I was really excited about. There's every Pokemon app always has some kind of microtransaction, but we don't know what kind for this one, and that worries me. I hate the battle pass system. I hate the microtransactions. There was like Pokemon Quest, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Masters X, Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon. There's a lot of them. you get the point. There's even that Pokemon puzzle game that was like free to start, but then you pay for it, and it was like super expensive for no reason. So they do a lot of these microtransactions. Now it depends on some games. It can affect like the game in the sense of like let's say Pokemon Masters X. You might want to pay for gems, right? Yeah. So you can unlock characters that might be really good in battle. Or Pokemon Go is the big one where you want to buy the passes so that you can get legendaries or mythicals that would make you better in combat or something. So it's some games they do affect like almost like a pay to win thing. And then some games like maybe Pokemon Cafe, it doesn't do anything. You're gonna get like more cosmetics. It doesn't really add much. You can spend money if you want to, but it doesn't really do much. Now, the thing is I've seen a lot of people do the whole pay to win argument for this one. There's a couple things. One, we don't know. We don't know yet. There's no details. Pokemon Company's been very quiet about the microtransactions for this one, besides just like the starter pack and all that. And Nintendo and Pokemon Company get quiet about things, I get worried because that's usually a bad sign. But again, we don't know if it's good or bad. But I will say this. This is one of my statements I haven't seen anyone say. If you're saying Pokemon VGC is pay to win, and you're using that as a statement, like a bold statement of like, how dare they? Where have you been all this time. Pokemon VGC was always pay to win. You know why? Because in order to get the latest Pokemon that are like the latest meta, you have to buy the DLCs. You got to buy the newest games.
That's right.
It's expensive. But being a Pokemon VGC player is expensive. Like I remember when Pokemon Legends Arceus came out, and then they were like, okay. And sometimes, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but like Pokemon will switch the format sometimes like a week right before the big tournament, the world tournament or something. They'll just be like, by the way, we want the Legends Arceus Pokemon in the big tournament. And everyone's like, we got to learn how to play these Pokemon. And we got to, like, some people, you might be a big VGC player. You spend all your time battling online and practicing, right? You don't really got time to be like going out there playing the games for the story and trying to collect everything. So that's the one thing is like, you know, it's always been pay to win, and this game, I don't know, we'll see. It looks like they're cutting a little bit of the grind because then you're able to just kind of rent the Pokemon. But again, we don't know how the microtransactions are. It could be really bad, it could be okay. I don't really know. Again, they invited some of these players, VGC players, to join up this and to play this game early. And there's a lot of good things, like they cut the grind completely. If you guys have ever tried doing competitive, oh man, the grind is bad. It gets better with every generation, but it is so bad. I mean, you're spending hours upon hours just trying to raise the Pokemon. And then when you use it online, you might have a stat that's off. Maybe you didn't put enough speed. Maybe you didn't put enough special defense or something. And now you got, like, how do you modify it? You can't modify it. You got to start over. So that's a problem. With this, it kind of implements a lot of the Pokemon Showdown, which is like, it's a non-official website where people use to practice. And you can just, right, like how it was in the trailer, where you have sliders and you can change the different, you can change the different natures and stuff. That's part of it. Like, you know, that sorry, I lost my train of thought. That makes it easier. That cuts a big part of the grind. So that's nice to see. But again, there's this whole thing about the boxes, and you got limited boxes, and then you got to pay. I don't know how that's going to work out. And so that's something I'm not too excited about. And I'm really worried about that because VGC, I mean, you have to have multiple boxes. Different Pokemon have different sets. So you might have, I'm trying to think of an example. Let's say Nidoking. He's not really meta, but let's say Nidoking, for example. He's got a really good physical, but also special attack. So it's like you might have a set for Nidoking to be a physical attacker, and you might have one for special attacker. Some Pokemon have such crazy range. You can even have them be a tank. There's different roles. So you might have 3 different Nidokings. And if you only have one box, it's like, oh man, like how do you manage that? I've played VGC for so many different games. I always have about 3 boxes filled with Pokemon VGC, like Pokemon competitive mons. And it's like, one box? I don't know how I'm gonna do with one box, but
only your best of your best, your favorite style of play.
Yeah, so it seems like you're just gonna have to pick your favorites and then go with that. Also, it says you rent Pokemon and only for a certain amount of time. I don't know how that's gonna be because that would really suck if you build up your Charizard and then it's like, time's up. Give it back. Like, Charizard, no.
I'm very curious about that too.
They did the Hollywood video blockbuster style of rental systems.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you're done.
And then you gotta pay up if you want to keep that Charizard. With your Billy Blaze, your Charizard, he's going in the trash if you don't pay up. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But okay, I gotta stop talking. Let you guys get in on it. So
okay, yeah. Vigil, how you feeling about this whole thing?
Well, for starters, I'm not a mobile gamer. This is clearly more designed for mobile gamers. I really don't like microtransactions. I absolutely hate them. I think they're the worst part of gaming right now. But I know it's going to do well. It's Pokemon. It's going to do well. The competitive scene is very happy. I'm not a competitive gamer whatsoever, but it's definitely going to make the competitive. But I have no interest in it. I'm not even going to play it whatsoever.
I feel that. All right. Shadow.
Yeah. I searched on Square, just put a comment in there. Yeah, you can keep the Pokemon that you rented, but you got to pay like $4,000. I think it's $4,000 in MVP points to keep them. Okay. For what I saw here, I guess the thing I like the most about it is that you could just pull from the Pokemon app and find everything that you did from the other games and bring them in. I know they've been doing that in other games previously, just trying to bring everything together. But it's good that there's a battle game now, the way you can kind of like bring everything in. I did not know it was a free to play though until I did not pay attention to that slide until just now. So that's kind of interesting. I thought it was just going to be a full price game, but if that's what they're going to do, then I hope it's not pay to win. We'll see. That remains to be seen. But from what I've seen from how they do their other games, even like the iOS games and whatnot, it's not a requirement for you to try to do extra stuff and whatnot. You can kind of play your own way and do what you want to do as long as you have fun with it. But I know for people that want to compete and stuff like that, yeah, it may be an investment with time and or money. So personally, me, I don't play Pokemon for that. So for me, it'll just be fun for me to just bring characters in and have them battle and win and whatnot, either with my family here at the house or online with some of my friends. But other than that, it doesn't look too different from what I expected, other than what I see. So
okay, it'd be ironically funny if the if the person who is like the number one in this game in Champions is a person who only plays Champions. Like, he definitely was paying to win.
Yeah, because they're spending all the money to stay on top.
Wouldn't surprise me that if someone does that straight up.
You know someone's going to.
Yep.
Especially like the mobile people who are only playing like on mobile and they don't own a Switch. Probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and mobile's a later release in the summer. Yeah, around summertime. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah.
Now, would the mobile connect to this, or how would that go?
It's like almost basically like a unified system. So, like, whether you're mobile or you're on the Switch, you mobile versus Switch, mobile versus mobile, Switch versus Switch. So,
okay. So with the mobile, I'm assuming because there's the mobile app for Pokemon Home, and it connects, I believe, to your Pokemon account. So then you can do that with that. So that's how you get your Pokemon Go to link to your home. I'm assuming would be the same with Champions.
Okay.
Man, yeah.
So it'll probably be Game Freak servers or whatever, and it's linking everything together, I would imagine. Okay.
If that was the case, I don't even know if you would go with rentals unless rentals were already broken. I mean, I would just go out with the Pokemon Go app and be like,
bring your stuff in.
Yeah. I honestly think rentals are just for strictly for the Switch and Switch 2 launch. Is going to be for folks that, for whatever reason, just did not play any of the Pokemon games for the past 8 years or something, or so, or how far back these games go as far as what's compatible. And then it'll be mostly for mobile folks later who just strictly, like maybe the Pokemon Go people, or they've been kind of ingrained in mobile Pokemon since 2016 or something like that, or they've been playing Pokemon Unite, which also has a Switch and mobile versions of the same type of game. But yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, keep going, Geronimo. How you feel?
Oh, yeah. So I don't really do competitive Pokemon much anymore. I did back in the early mid 2010s a bit. So mostly Gen 5 and Gen 6. So I was there for the Weather Wars, for VGCs and stuff. But it's interesting. This will probably be I'm gonna give it a try again with this one. Just to see how it goes, because I'm still familiar with like EV training and things of that nature. I have some stuff from I think Sword and Shield or like that. You can EV train pretty easily in Pokemon Legends ZA. Like, I did one Pokemon in like 10 minutes after looking at a video of which Pokemon gives what effort values. But as far as the battling is concerned, I'm definitely curious where the wall will be, like we kind of all touched on, until we need to, they're like, hey, pony up, or wait till tomorrow to earn more VP or something like that. I'm really curious how it will be if you're just interacting with the game on its own without any previous Pokemon game. And I'm also interested in, when you do transfer the Pokemon from your from home to it, like, because I understand this eliminates individual values or IVs, which can kind of just remove stats from your Pokemon if you've made sure to breed them with the best Dittos to get the max IVs of all the stats. It makes me wonder if it's not going to be a clean conversion of the Pokemon. Like, you will have to engage with their system to add the points back or something. I'm curious about that. So honestly, since it's so close, I haven't really looked too much further into everything. I just thought I'm gonna wait for it to drop on the eShop so I can download it and engage with it on my own, kind of form my own opinions from there. And to add, like what you said earlier, Cisco, about the radio silence. Yeah, we gotta wait for that day one release. So yeah. That's like that gif where there's like the cup of water and you see the shake and there's a ripple. Yeah, that tends to that's kind of we should just wait and see. The ultimate wait and see. Like I'm not really big on freaking out over information that's not confirmed or conclusive. I know if in Boston they have PAX East. Nintendo brought champions out there, so I know there's probably gonna be some videos of people just battling. Yeah. So
I will say, like, to add what you're saying, I think I don't know. I get the worry because I'm part of the worry. I'm like, oh no, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely something to consider.
But I will say I don't think microtransactions have like ruined any of like the previous Pokemon apps. Like I think they I don't know. I guess that's up to every individual. But I will say that when it comes to what this is, Pokemon Champions, like Pokemon wants this to be the new app that they use universally for their tournaments and stuff. I don't think they're gonna be too careless with it and try to ruin it. At least I hope. But I do think they are gonna try to treat this with care. Now I do wish they would be really upfront about all the microtransactions and stuff. But they did say that you can't buy VP with money. So at least that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
So they just want daily active users.
Yeah,
So,
just do battles.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
they say,
if you like battling, you can be battling. So.
Yeah, they said that the main currency can only be earned through the battling, but it looks like everything else they were showing, like microtransactions, would be like extra boxes and like cosmetics and music. But again, we'll see. We don't know entirely yet what it is, but
that would definitely change up the whole thing if it's like you just can't shell out money just to be better.
Yeah. I'm just worried about battle passes because I hate battle passes.
Yeah,
they can
battle
be a
passes
slippery
are the
slope
worst.
for sure. They can be a slippery slope for sure.
Yeah.
So for me, looks interesting. Real quickly here, Squared said, as far as the rentals, he said like been like that since Gen 1. I think you can permanently keep a rental Pokemon if you collect a lot of BP. And he also said, you've seen how trash rental Pokemon are on Stadium.
Oh yeah, like that's harder than bringing your own Pokemon from the Game Boy games.
Right.
Like good luck going through the gym leaders and the Elite Four and the champion.
Water Demon Girl says, what's funny is that there is home support for the other Pokemon games, but not Fire Red, Leaf Green. I think at some point
It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah,
I don't think ZA has it either, does it? Not yet.
Not.
Or did they add it?
They would have by now.
Yeah, I
They might
don't know.
delay
I
it
don't
for
think
this.
so.
I don't think so. Because I'm always waiting for the day they finally drop it so I can transfer my mons. But,
Yeah, I think the reason why the reason why for Fire Red and Leaf Green because home wasn't a thing back then. So it's they probably
During the presentation, they said they were bringing it.
Yeah. So those Pokemon to get transferred over at some point. To me, I agree with everything that you guys are saying. As long as I can't throw in my credit card or one of my kids throws in a credit card to try and get a little extra something off the side in this game, I'm totally fine with it. It's cool. If you got to actually work for the the VC.
VP, I think, right?
VP.
Was it VP?
VP.
Yeah, man, all these acronyms around here.
Yeah, right.
Is
PP Max.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Yeah, I think it's like victory points or something.
Yeah,
like that.
victory points. As long as you can't just buy victory points, and you actually got to put in that hustle, put in the work in order to get them, I am perfectly fine with that. Overall, the presentation looks good. I'm just hoping it's the way that we originally all thought it was going to be in our minds. Kind of like Shadow said, if you just want to put all your Pokemon on your team or whatever and just play that way, like not do all the extra stuff and yada yada yada, cool. If I want to just play in a private match, kind of like how they showed in that one trailer with all the kids and they were doing a little tournament style, cool. I think that's cool, but don't add the crazy microtransactions. We don't like that. it definitely hurts the fan base when you get splattered with microtransactions for every move. So shout outs to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Anyway, so
Oh no.
Sad.
so this kind of leads us into our next topic, which is a very controversial one as well, very interesting one, and that is Nintendo sales. So according to was it Bloomberg? Was Bloomberg the one who said it?
Yeah, it was Bloomberg.
Bloomberg, but it's a specific journalist from Bloomberg that is the issue.
I'll say it. It's Mochizuki. I'll say it.
I can't pronounce the name. I knew who it was. I just couldn't pronounce it.
As a matter of fact, Geronimo, lead us off on this one.
Another classic Mochizuki hit piece from Bloomberg. Yeah, he works for Bloomberg for the gaming side. He put out an article this week, I believe it was mentioning Nintendo's looking to cut production by 30%.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo Switch 2 productions are 30% due to, I think his framing was like weaker sales. Overall, weaker US sales to be specific. I think it did get it honestly, it got a lot of pushback by other people that follow sales. Like, what's the dude's name? Matt Piscatella from Circana, from formerly the NPD group. He basically was just like, yeah, that's not exactly accurate. This is still it's still at the same timeline of when the Switch 1 came out in 2017. This first 9 months or so, it's still outpacing it. It's still breaking a lot of records, and despite how the economy is currently, it's still like one of the higher selling consoles in U.S. history right now as of its current amount of time out. So it was definitely interesting. The article came out like this, and then just kind of got pushed back immediately. Let me see if I can get the full thing, freaking payroll. But overall, yeah, a lot of places, I'm sure us as well, posted videos kind of talking about it, and yeah, it just a lot of times when a Bloomberg article comes out and it's about Nintendo and it's written by Mochizuki himself, the person there, it's kind of done in more of a kind of a negative light, and not necessarily like that's a bad thing. It's fine to be critical, but it tends to be a bit incorrect or based off dated information. So that's why I got a lot of scrutiny as well. Just pretty much a lot of places being like, it's not exactly true, bro. But yeah, that's the gist of it for the most part that I can recall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vigil, you wanna attack this one first?
Yeah, I ended up making a video on it, and usually, because this is all rumor based, that's all it is. There's no facts that the guy went off of whatsoever. And I usually don't even do videos on rumors, but there was so much misinformation going on about that, so I had to do it because I got tired of hearing about it. But yeah, there was no facts to go off of, and he just sat here and came out with it. And the thing is, I don't know the exact numbers, but I do remember that someone at Nintendo said that the sales didn't meet their expectations just by a little bit, then over exceeded their expectations in Japan. And I don't know what the numbers are, but let's say that it's 7 million. They expected to sell 7 million and it only sold 6.5 million. I mean, it makes sense to cut it by whatever percent they feel like they need to cut it by and relocate those units to the area where they're selling even more. It makes sense, and that's just normal business, I would think. But yeah, it was just completely ridiculous that he just came out, didn't have any facts to back up what he was saying, and then all the misinformation on both sides that was coming from, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think this isn't the first time he's done something like this.
He's been wrong with Nintendo, PlayStation, Square Enix. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because so he, like, whether he's right or wrong, what I've noticed is like it still has sway into stock because it's like his name is attached to Bloomberg, which is really unfortunate. But like, for instance, like I have Robinhood on my phone, and so I always check. I have stock in Nintendo, so I always check like, oh, what's the latest news for whatever stock that I have? And on theirs, that's the latest news. And it's like, dang. And news reported in stock is always viewed as like it's been found out true. This is 100% accurate. This is how you should move in your stocks. And like, that sucks. Because if it's not, whether it is or isn't true, you know what I mean? Like you said, if it was only they didn't make it by 500K, you know what I mean?
I was just throwing numbers out there. I don't know the exact one.
Yeah,
I know. But like, even hypothetically, if they just missed it by 500K, but like at the beginning of the year they were like over 2.5 of what they expected, like how heavy do you know what I mean? Like, how heavy do you really kind of weigh out the overall sales of the year for that? So yeah, no, I completely agree. Shadow.
So this is the guy that rumored that the Switch Pro was coming in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. He said there were Panasonic screens, then he said there were Sharp Exo screens.
He did Sharp Exo, that's right.
This right. Nothing that he predicts turns out right. I would say this. If you're able to research anything like this kind of extends beyond gaming, but know that the stock market is just a gambling session for everybody. Mm-hmm. If somebody puts out information that will make somebody's stock tank, see if they sold it. If they didn't sell it, then they're full of it. They're doing it so they can keep the value low and they can buy more of the stock and hold it. So when it goes back up, they profit. So pay attention to that stuff too. If you don't see Bloomberg execs everywhere going to sell Nintendo stock, but everybody else is because of the news, peep game. That much I will say. On top of that, anytime that you read any type of journalistic article or whatever, even though they're all supposed to do a Hippocratic oath of do no harm or always tell the truth, seek the truth, and always those kind of things, the journalistic schools, they always teach that. They don't do that anymore. I guess because money talks, capitalistic society, this is what we do. But they still know their trade, and so understand the way that they word certain things. People familiar with the matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's basically a rumor. And what it is they'll go talk to somebody off the record that they think is close to something, and they'll ask what their opinion is or what they think they've seen, that kind of stuff. Also know that Nintendo fields these kind of things all the time just to see who's going to leak stuff. They'll throw fake stuff out there all the time. Some of the build of latings for the original, for Switch 2 originally, they were also false. They didn't turn out right as well, but obviously somebody got the right one. So they put that kind of stuff out there just to see what happens all the time and just see what people do. But I would say it's really strange for a system to be short in one market and then they're going to cut projections, because their projections aren't in the United States. They're in if I believe they're in it's Foxconn, and they're using Taiwan now, if I'm not mistaken. So if they're using this one place to place all of their orders for everywhere around the world, and then they have to localize them all, make different boxes, all the other kind of stuff or whatever, right? For every region, the US doesn't really put a damper on production in that way because they're global. Maybe if sales were down in every region, that would cause a cut in orders or something to that effect. But they overshot for the US because they expected more demand in the US. And they wanted to make sure that they were able to, embed a higher cost, so when tariffs and stuff like that happen, it doesn't affect them. So they'll hold a temporary loss for whatever this is, and obviously they're getting their money back by one game being sold. So, and I'm pretty sure they're not selling at a 1-to-1 ratio on Switch 2 right now. I'm pretty sure the average person has bought 2 or more games. Yeah. But it's just really weird for that to even be a thing. You're gonna say the US market only, everywhere else is sold well, and they're gonna cut orders. Doesn't make any sense. Especially when you've been mass producing these since 2022, 2023. They've been sitting on shelves since 2024. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. They're still going to sell the stuff that they already have, and if they're going to order more, if they're going to cut production, that can mean one of two things. Either the system really hasn't sold well, and it has broken all sales records that we know of for any launch platform, period, over the first 9 months, or they're planning on replacing it. So it's really only those one or two things, really. So either there's another model they're planning on introducing that may cut the market in half, like a Switch Lite type thing, or they're trying to improve the current one and add like a OLED screen or something like that. Or, this guy's, I can't say what I want to say here, but he's not
Full of it.
not telling the truth. So that's my take on this.
Okay. Cisco, how you feeling?
You guys are definitely much more knowledgeable on this topic than I am. So it flipped after the Pokemon. But I will say, I think I'm going kind of almost on a separate topic, but just kind of branching off all this. The 2025 year with the Nintendo Switch 2 definitely wasn't making the waves that we thought it would, right? Like, I feel like the views for the majority on the Switch 2 was pretty negative. And like, Mario Kart 8 being 80, Mario Kart World being 80, like definitely did a shockwave on our gaming communities. And then, I don't know, I thought Donkey Kong Bonanza was really awesome, but it didn't seem like people were really motivated by that one. And then, Hyrule Warriors and Kirby Air Riders, they were a little bit more niche, I guess. And so I don't know. I remember for that, since the Switch 2 came out till probably the Pokemon Direct this year was when it was just so negative. But once that Pokemon Direct hit, I noticed everything kind of shifted. The Tomodachi Life, Pokopia, the Pokemon Gen 10 definitely really shifted the narrative. And people are now, especially with Pokopia, people are, really trying to get the Switch 2 in games. I know lots of people who had no interest in the Switch 2 are now like, ooh, Pokopia, oh man, Gen 10, like now I really want to like get on this. Tomodachi Life as well, but like Tomodachi Life, you don't need a Switch 2 for Tomodachi Life, but definitely it's about the games, like I said earlier, and on the Xbox presentation stuff is like, it's about the games. And I kind of always knew this. I never made a video or anything like that, so I can't say, I said it back then, but like I've always kind of knew that all they needed was that one game announcement, and then everyone was going to turn back and say, now we're cooking that. Now we like the Switch 2. So I think Pokopia was kind of, from what I've seen, I'm saying this just from what I've been witnessing on like the internet. I don't really have any facts to back this up, but like Pokopia definitely, I've noticed really, like I started seeing a lot less hate towards Nintendo once Pokopia came out, and everything is kind of switching up, and now people are like, oh, okay, the Switch 2. So I don't know, if it seems like sales were pretty good from what we saw in the latest report, but if let's run that narrative that Nintendo's pretty disappointed, and I don't know, they're trying to figure out what's going on. I think it's really just they just needed that one good game announcement, and I think things will, they're gonna sell the stock that they have. They're not. They don't. I don't think they really need to like slow down or speed up production. I think that the steady pace there. Now with the whole RAM thing, that might change things. That might be more of what's going on. But again, I'm not that knowledgeable on this particular topic, but that's what that's what I would think. Those are my thoughts while you guys are talking about this.
Yeah. The ironic thing, and I will say this before addressing these two other things. The ironic thing is like nobody saw Pokopia like going to be a hit. Like I remember when that first came out, it was like, what is this trash? Like this is trash.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
the worst.
I was one of them.
Yeah, I was like,
I thought it was going to be like Tomodachi Life or another Tomodachi Life or something that was going to take off, or a new Animal Crossing or something. I thought that was going to be the game, but Pokopia just kind of took over.
Yeah.
I had a hard read on it when they, that original reveal, because it was just like a Ditto looked at a picture on the Pokedex and became a human, and then it showed a Dragon Quest Builders looking esque world, and I was like, okay, it's just like a like a Dragon Quest type game or something.
Really weird.
And then I had Koei Tecmo next to Game Freak, and I was like,
Yep.
huh? And then I didn't really start keeping an eye on it until that Nintendo Treehouse stream. I didn't watch it live, but I went back and watched some of the Pocopia section because it was showing that in the Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition stuff with Bell Park. And after watching for 15 minutes, I was like, oh, this is about to pop. Like, I get it now. I just had to see it. Like, even before that, I think it was like a week or so before that, they had, some people, I think press doing previews saying, oh, I really got into Pocopia, but, the positive impressions, basically. But yeah, like, to this day, like, I can open the social media app and I see, like, Pocopia Switch 2 FOMO memes. I'm like, man, my Instagram... half of like a good portion of my Instagram algorithm are now Pokemon memes.
Yeah.
Like they played 4D chess. Fire Red and Leaf Green leading into Pocopia is just like the old nostalgia and then the new hotness. Yeah, it was a 1-2. I was like, oh, okay. That's really smart. So yeah, but good. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about the good games. The good games that push hardware. I love Kirby Air Riders. It's over there on my shelf, the physical. But that's for sickos that love the GameCube game, like me. And there's not many of us like that. So,
Very few of us.
Yeah. So very few exactly. So it's to me, I still say on this show, it's a sequel that on paper should not exist, but Sakurai has clout. But anyway, I don't want to go too far off topic. But long story short, Pocopia is popping, and there's gonna be some DLC for sure. Like, I will be shocked if there isn't. But we'll probably see the next Pokemon Presents, whenever that is.
Okay. Let's see. The Elemental Hero says, but the thing is, we know this article lines up what happened last year when Nintendo has had many issues, which everyone has seen.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means.
I just don't
Wait,
know what
what?
the issue is, though.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Who post? Can they explain? Can they explain what they mean by that?
Elemental Hero, we need some explanation on that.
Yeah, if you can give like an example, that'd be fantastic. Cause I don't know.
It's one of my I know that one, but I have no idea what it means.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was talking about just the overall negativity towards it.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I thought you saw. Oh, I thought he was correlating the Bloomberg article.
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, that's why I was like, huh?
I'm looking for the comments.
But yeah, negativity last year for sure.
Retro says, what up, Retro Fusion? Appreciate you. I can't call you Retro because we already have a Retro on the Jill podcast.
Affiliated acts.
Right. He says the negativity ended when Nintendo announced 17 million and destroyed all the talking points. Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh yeah.
No
So
console has done this ever.
no. And you know what? My thoughts on this is so I had a conversation with somebody. I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with Porto.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
No?
Twitter, yeah.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to. I do not. I'm not familiar.
He's
I'm not on Twitter like that.
yeah, he's a Twitter guy. He's a Sony pony, let's put it that way.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
And so he was talking, he brought this article to light about Nintendo, and I see so many different versions of this article now of Nintendo has shifted their sales production to by 2 million. I've seen what is this one? Nintendo is slashing Switch 2 productions by a third after poor US sales. Like, yeah, because 6 million, a third of 6 million would be 2 million. Like, it's
Source,
just
trust me, bro.
Right. I made it
source.
up.
Very
I
trustworthy.
made it up.
when the first line of your article is Nintendo is dramatically lowering its production plans for the Switch 2 after weak US sales. That's that's crazy. So one thing too, because Porto Rock, Jazzy, Porto Rock.
Oh, Porto Rock?
Yeah.
I think I've seen that name before.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
someone else
been I think he still has an active YouTube channel now, but he's
He does.
he's been a legacy like back in the in-dub days. Like, he's been a Sony pony.
Oh,
It was
wow. I'm gonna search him real quick. I might recognize.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
we're talking about
man.
Google Plus days. That's the dude. Is,
Oh,
yeah.
wait.
I think he always
Oh,
wears,
yeah, the
like, a
Thanos
Yankees
picture.
hat.
That's right.
You said what, Vigil?
I think he always wears a Yankees hat in this video.
Yeah,
if I remember
yeah.
correctly. Now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. There's one thing I wanted to say about that though, but I think I oh, so there's always a little bit of truth in this. So Nintendo actually did state in their last financial report that they overestimated what the sales would be like in the US, and they were slightly disappointed by what they didn't make, but they're looking forward to the rest of the year and yada yada yada, marketing speak or whatever, right? I think that's what the true source is here. But you got a guy that wants to keep his name in the news as much as possible as a journalist, so he just it just materializes based on that one little thing, and I'm just like, why are you doing this now? But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Of course, fanboys take it to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, it was interesting because Porter Rock put the same throughout the same article.
Oh,
and then he was like, well, see, because this is exactly what the president said. And I like reading it, and he was talking about the holiday sales specifically.
Yep.
Not the overall sales.
right.
And I'm like, but where in that article does he say that they're slashing prices? And he's like, well, you got to read into it because he said this is the reason why they're doing this. And I was like, but I don't get that. Like, I need more context than just the president saying that we were disappointed by the sales. That's like, and what I was kind of alluding to, Vigil, like you were, is like, that's like they started off and they were like, listen, 24, and I think I said this on Prime's channel. If I'm looking to have 24 million on sales for my physical year on a console, and I predict every quarter I'm gonna have 6 million, and the first quarter I sell 8 million, and the second quarter I sell 4 million, do I really need to change my overall sales? Because 6 million and 6 million is 12 million, but guess what 8 million and 4 million are? Still that 12 million. Now, if I go into the third quarter and I'm looking at another 4 million or 2 million, okay, maybe then I need to do some adjustments. But if I'm back at 6 million again, then why would I need to make an adjustment? And nobody knows that except for Nintendo. And we haven't finished the third quarter yet. So it all, like you said, I need where's the evidence? Where are the facts at? Like, it was just, it all came from what he took and what he decided to throw out there. And even if that was the case, and I was and somebody was privy to tell me this as well, what was the original sales, their sales expectation of the Switch 2 for the physical year in the first place?
They never made that public.
So how are they pushing back on something that was never actually public in the first? I don't know. I don't know.
Elemental said they were expecting 15 million.
Okay. What were they?
Not for all of December, no way.
No, for the
you're
fiscal
talking
year.
about for December. Oh, I'm just talking about for the full fiscal year.
Yeah.
Like their full year. I thought their first one was like 15, then they upped it to 17, and then to 19 after that.
So Elemental Heroes got our response here. They said, yes, I'm talking about the Bloomberg article. If you look back to the previous sales chart and the previous articles, these articles from Bloomberg article lines up.
With what? They're just doomer takes, I guess, leading up into that article. I don't.
It's weird because I think how Mochizuki kind of tried to frame it. He was making it seem like, oh, ever since the Switch 2 came out in June with Mario Kart World, after that, it fell, like the way he's claiming it, it makes it sound like it just fell off a cliff, like it pulled a Wii U during the summer or whatever. No. Well, I mean, yes, the holiday, and like you said, Nintendo said themselves in the last report that they expected a bit higher sales in the holiday period here in the U.S. But it's still, in the grand scheme of things, it's still selling very well despite these shortcomings or whichever. So, but I think Mochizuki's trying to frame the holiday numbers to his narrative of the full of the Switch being out so far.
Yeah.
Which is incorrect. So.
I think that's an issue too. Like,
Yeah.
and I guess Nintendo and everybody else should have learned from Switch originally, but maybe they thought it was going to be different because Switch launched in March and Switch 2 launched in June. But the only reason consoles do well during the holidays is because usually they launch during the holidays or they're marked down heavily during the holidays. Switch 2 is a brand new console that launched in June. It's not going to be marked down for the holidays.
Right.
So you're not going to get good sales from that. And if any games go down in price, it's probably going to be the third-party games only. So Nintendo's really not going to benefit too much. It's going to be a regular couple of months for them. And I think they're starting to see that now. You're going to get the majority of your stuff like right at launch, unless you launch during the holidays. So, but since they launched in June, just like they did Switch in March, you don't get that benefit of. And if you can go back and look at the Switch numbers too, like because the Switch price did not drop around that time, they didn't really have a bundle. The Mario Kart bundle didn't happen until 2018, I believe.
Yeah.
So they didn't get a benefit from that either in the fall of 2017. So it's for whatever reason they're thinking that's going to happen, and so they account for it, and then it doesn't happen. So unless you launch in November, there's really no reason to stock up for December like that.
Right.
And I think they're starting to see that, especially with all the things going on in the economy around the world right now.
Yep.
So,
which is something that we'll be interestingly talking about a little bit later. And he also said, but it depends on the shipped and sold through on Switch 2. Even people have mentioned the shipped versus the sell through.
it's like 2 million units, I think. There's a difference.
Yeah. And
Shipped and sold through.
I think it was Prime. Shout outs to Nintendo Prime. That he went through a couple of his stores already, Best Buy, Walmart, and was taking pictures of like what they had in stock at the time between all three systems. And it seemed that the Xbox was obviously the most stock, and it was like PlayStation didn't have a lot, and then Switch had none. So it's not like these aren't still getting. I mean, as much doom and gloom as there is still not like these things aren't flying off the shelves.
I'm gonna say don't listen to what people say on the internet, because they don't have money. The people that have money, they're buying the stuff. So people talk trash about Switch 2, right? And you can't really find them in stores. Like they're sold out regularly in the local stores that I visit here from time to time, like Best Buy, Target. They're usually gone. What's there that day is gone by the end of the day or the end of that week. But I'll say something else that probably holds true too that people are not paying attention to. People are buying Series S.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're not really finding them. You'll see a Series X sitting in the corner over there. You're gonna have a hard time finding some of those Series S unless one store bought a whole bunch of them and they're sitting there. But if they get like a regular influx, like maybe like 10 a week or something like that, they're gone. People are buying because they're the cheapest one.
Yep.
Yep. Lowest
way to
barrier of
get in.
entry into the Xbox ecosystem.
That's cool.
With that being said, so we're talking all this this negativity about Nintendo, but one thing that was a little more positive is that we got an official announcement, and it's official because Nintendo announced it themselves now, is that digital games will be cheaper than physical games.
But isn't this what we wanted? Because go physical, right? We're willing to pay more for physical.
I've seen many a people, not just on social media but on message boards, say, quote, even if the physical price was higher than the digital and it's all on cart, I will buy it.
I've seen those comments. Yeah.
This is your time. I mean, I'm a physical person too. I get digital as well, but I've done my coverage on this on the GameKey cards and physicals too. But yeah, now it's the time. Like, time to spend the extra $10 on physical, bro.
Now I'm thinking about something else too. Wasn't there also a campaign, maybe about 5 years old now, that people have been screaming for a long time that digital titles should come down in price anyway, because the brick and mortar and all that stuff is not a cost. So what are we really paying for there? Now, I personally know that holding a online store in itself is not a cheap endeavor. So whether it's the same price as shipping a game and doing all that other kind of stuff, probably negligible. But there's been a campaign of people saying, well, since it's just online, you don't have to go and deal with stores and do stuff like that to see if they're going to put them on shelves. It should be cheaper. I'm just saying, that's the thing. So you got two different arguments going this way, pitching for what this result is. So they should be jumping up and down and clapping, I would suppose. Those same people.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
A lot of people aren't. I'll give my take in a moment. Vigil, how you feel about it, man?
Well, all right. So I don't. Shadow Fox, you said that it does cost money to run an online store. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't know nothing about running an online store, but we do know for a fact that in Japan and Europe and probably other regions also, not just Nintendo, other companies have also given digital cheaper than the physical. So it makes sense. I've always thought that digital should be cheaper than physical. So I do think it's a good thing, but at the same time, I find it weird that it's just this one title they're doing it for. And they said, to offset the cost, what it costs for the physical, they're still making other Switch 2 games to push out for physical. I just don't understand why they're not lowering those by $10 also along with it. That's the one thing that I'm just confused about.
I think it's a test.
Wait, also lowering what else?
Like the other Switch 2 games, Mario Kart World, DK Bonanza, Asian.
Oh, the one that already came out. Oh, yeah.
Well, I know, but they're still making them. They're still producing the physical games for them. So if they really cared about lowering the digital part, I would think they would do it for all the games, not just the one specific game so far.
Or maybe they'll just do it for every Nintendo published game going forward. So if they come out with a new, like they're doing all these re-releases, right? They come out with a re-release and it's $80 for the physical. And if you want to buy digital or whatever, the whole thing, it'll be $70 or something. And I could see that maybe, but
I can see that one too. Yeah. But it would just make sense to do it for the older ones too, because they're still making the physical ones.
I wish they'd have done that, but I mean, what they said, and I mean, maybe it could change in the future, but they said Storm of Yoshi and going forward from there, which would be May. Yeah, that's when this variable digital physical pricing will take into place. So yeah, it would be nice if Mario Kart World on digital could be $70 or even cheaper, but
maybe they use that. Vigil, maybe they use that, and I'm not saying it's okay. Hear me out, though. I'm not saying it's okay, but maybe they use that as an excuse for those games to go cheaper when the holiday season comes around. Like they bring it back to your attention, like, oh, you can pick up Mario Kart now digital for $60 instead of $70. Even though it should have already been a thing, like you said, or Donkey Kong Bonanza, you get $10 off, but it should have already been a thing.
Can I say one thing? Because like with the last one I said about the whole misinformation, again with this topic, there was so much misinformation going on. Yeah, people saying, oh, it's going to kill off physical media. It's like, it's $10. $10 is not going to kill off physical media, because physical media actually has true value to it. Even if you spend an extra $10, you buy the game, then you want to resell it, you can get at least $30-$40 for it.
Right.
So you're still going to make more than whatever you're going to get for it. So it's not going to kill off. Now, if they dropped it down to like $50 instead of $60, maybe that could happen, but not by $10.
I feel like trolling right now because you could resell a key card.
But you sure can.
Yeah, but technically the key card isn't true digital, so I'm talking about if you buy
it's like a middle ground.
It's like both.
I'm
own the physical license on the digital.
At this moment, we can't resell a digital off of the eShop, or off of any of them. Maybe one day we'll be able to, but not at this moment you can't. And then you had some people. Say it again.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I couldn't hear what they said. And then another thing that was misinformation, people were saying like, oh, they're going to lie and raise the price. And I'm like, even if they do put them at $80 and give it to you for $70, they technically didn't lie because they've already came out with $80 game before anyways. Yeah. Unless they go above $80, that's the only time you can actually call them a liar.
Yeah. It's interesting because that was like that. What I heard on the Nintendo
brought up
podcast,
a good point. I'm gonna write that down.
Is that that they were saying that some people were saying like, oh, they're just going to move it to the $80 price point. Third party. This is a reason for third parties to move it up and increase the prices. They're going to see this as an opportunity to make physical media even more and charge less on the digital front. And I'm like, and I brought this up. I think this is like right when you dropped in, Shadow. is like there was a time where Nintendo was running the third parties. Like
Yep.
that was
Oh,
theirs.
yeah.
You put out a game when I tell you to, how I tell you to, and if you want to put out more than one game, make another studio because
Yep.
you can't put out that many games. They were running the whole game, and the third party did not like that. That's the
But it was a
whole-
response to what happened to Atari. I mean,
Right.
there was a reason why.
Right. And so like now they're like, well, we can do whatever we run this whole thing. Have you seen Grand Theft Auto? Like we run this thing. We can do whatever we want. We can raise prices if we want to. But that's not how it works these days with gamers anymore. Because if you start pricing a little bit too high, now with sports fanatics, it's different. They'll spend
They're
$125.
lost
Yeah.
Yeah,
on the
Madden,
game,
that
no
$100
reason.
Madden SKU be like top 3 in the eShop. I'd be like,
2K
yeah,
also.
we're not the 2K's FIFA.
That Kobe edition sold out.
Yeah, the WWE. Well, I don't know about WWE, but yeah. I see
Oh,
those.
WWE's up there too. They,
It
they
is?
got
Okay.
oh yeah, they got those too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sports fans and Xenoblade fans got it.
I love Xenoblade. That's my favorite Nintendo IP right there.
Yeah, it's my faves now too. Yeah.
But they can't you just can't throw out a number at people anymore and be like, buy this. Because people are gonna be like, and how much is it on the digital front? Nah, I think I'll get something else. Like I have no interest in that. And people, it shows, the numbers show, like people are starting to get more comfortable with that digital sale anyway. Now, is this also a chance for third parties to really try and push people into the digital front? Yes. But when you and this is from listening to some of your work, Vigil, when you condition people to do stuff, it works a whole lot easier than when you try and force them to do something. So if you have 2K25 for $80 this year, or 2K26 for $80 this year, but next year it's $90 for the physical media, and all you've done once again is just give a roster update, no graphical update, no frame raise, none of that, just a new roster and a new set of packs to play with. It doesn't really work anymore because now you're forcing that issue on the people, and people don't like that. So I don't. And when you don't like that, and as Nintendo fans, I'm not speaking about everybody else, but as Nintendo fans, when you try and force us to do something, we're not going to pick up your game. Like your game's just not going to get bought at that point in time.
Yeah, we get cranky.
Yeah, and then you run around into this point where you're like, see, I told you, Nintendo fans don't buy third-party games. Well, actually, we don't buy third-party games that cost more and do less. So, yeah, and that's how I feel like that was how Madden was on the Wii U, 2K on the Wii U.
It's missing like some modes or something.
Yeah,
like
missing
that?
features. That's how FIFA was. Nobody was buying FIFA on the Wii U because it was missing whole features in the
Still
game.
$60. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Same way people didn't buy Mass Effect because the trilogy came out 2-3 months later. It was like for the
I feel like it was
same
barely
price.
2 months. That was pretty egregious. I remember that because it was a big deal. I was like, oh, okay, still getting a Mass Effect game. That's legit. And then it was like, yeah, okay. Here's the trilogy for a little less, and it's like, all right, I'll talk about unprecedented partnerships.
Yeah, that was
here?
because they were mad that they couldn't push Origin to be
The
yeah.
online.
So they started team killing their own games. I'm like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You're gonna do that, and
No Crisis 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crisis 3 was canceled. Like, it's just bad.
Published.
Yeah, it's so to flip back to it, I don't think that's going to be the case for third parties because I feel like that's like I don't think that's going to be a thing. As a matter of fact, I think they'll try and get more people, as in like the other consoles, to be more so on board with that before they even try and do that push. Because if it looks like that just with one console and not with the other consoles, then it starts to look real ugly, like there's an operation going on. So we got a question here real quick. I don't think this is a real question, but we're going to ask it anyway. Hi, why do you Ninty Prince, what's up? Thank you for coming through. The question is, hi, why do so many Nintendo content creators have become grifters? I feel like that's a loaded question.
They have bills to pay. No, but really,
Use money.
For one, the term grifter, it's been so overused, it's lost
It
all
is.
meaning at this
Yeah,
it has for sure.
it was a specific term that got broadened so fat.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
they just
Look
use it
how-
for everything now.
Look at
Or
how,
some people use it for everything now.
Oh
They're crazy.
man, huh?
Rogers base being thrown in. I
Whoa!
don't. Nah,
I never knew
Whoa!
about all three beat 'em ups. Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
there's a lot. Well, actually, not everyone here.
Yeah, I was
I
just
feel
about
like
to say
Rogers
that,
base
Brent
is one
Smith.
of the. Yeah, is that risky?
RGT does whatever the algorithm is.
That's
gonna
risky
boost.
right there.
Yeah, it's got to
As
be
an
risky.
alt?
Yeah, it's got to be risky, bro.
Nah, I
That
don't
man-
know.
That man
Risky
made
don't-
the Nintendo Prime badge and everything. That's
I
wild.
don't know who Risky is.
Risky is it's the guy from earlier Vigil that we were on Twitter with who like
Oh, that guy. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he
I'm
hasn't
like,
been here in quite a while though.
I
Well,
was
maybe
playing-
he's here
I'm-
now.
I'm-
But
Not
I'm like, what the hell is
Like,
wrong with you? Calling it like, and then you and J Biggs had to sit there and let me like give me
Yeah.
the details about what's going on. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He's somebody heard him recently. We don't-
grifting.
yeah, he needs
Like,
he
It
needs
was. I was
Content creators
excited
are
for that.
different.
Then you ruined it with the second comment. It's like, what?
Right.
Oh man,
She'll call you back someday, bro.
Oh.
That's crazy. Just let's hit
Okay.
the gym, bro. Hit the gym.
Hit the gym, yeah. Tell me. Spot you.
So with that being said, our last conversation of the night, this one has actually a lot to be said, especially as of recent. Angry Vigilante, he did a video on this conversation, and if you haven't checked it out, make sure you guys go over to his channel and check it out. Very good talking points on this one. But Sony once again is now upcharging the price of their PlayStation 5 ecosystem. So that includes the PlayStation 5, the PS5 Pro, the PlayStation Portal. Was the VR in there as well?
No, it's
I
not.
Nah, I think it's just
okay.
a portal in the consoles.
They gave up
Okay.
on the PSVR too. I'm just kidding,
Yeah.
but-
So
They
so
abandoned that, just like they
Yeah.
did with the Vita.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm
internet-
so
yeah.
butthurt about the Vita.
That's a
Only
good.
thing I bought that I regretted.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it's really crazy because I talk about this every time about them really only supporting two things in the world: the PlayStation itself and the TVs. And they're starting to get a little weak on the TVs as of late too. So it's really just like PlayStation holding them up. So
And Spider-Man.
and Spider-Man.
And
Thank you.
Spider-Man for sure, for sure.
So, we've got the official prices here. It says that the PlayStation 5 will be raised to $649 The PlayStation Digital is going to be $599.99, and the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be $899.99, which is wowzers. That's crazy. And even the PlayStation Portal, which originally was $199.99, is now going to be $249.99. The reason why this is it says the price hikes are a necessary step to ensure the company can continue delivering innovative, high quality gaming experiences to players worldwide. Whew. That is a mouthful. Vigil, since you actually did a video on this, man, what's your thoughts on this whole situation?
Oh, well, excuse my language. It's complete bullshit. It is nothing but pure greed. It's just plain and simple. In no way are these worth that damn price. This is ridiculous. You know, and I'm going to be consistent because when the tariffs came, and I knew that they were just using the tariffs as an excuse to raise prices because you noticed when the tariffs went down, they didn't lower the prices. All they're doing, but I'm going to be consistent. I said that they should eat the cost of the tariffs. They should also be eating the cost of whatever RAM situation that they want to include. They will make it back up on the software. And it was just completely ridiculous. And then I thought it was weird how, because there was a Nintendo fan who shitted on this one, made light of it, thought it was funny, just like there was some PC people. and all they were doing was just trying to hype up their plastic at the end of the day. But it's just ridiculous and bullshit.
Yeah. I definitely feel those sentiments. I will get my thoughts going last, but Shadow, it looked like you were ready to send out the ninjas. How you feeling about this?
So let me get this straight. The PlayStation 5 digital is now $200 more than it used to cost at launch.
Right.
Am I hearing that right?
Yes.
The PlayStation 5 base that comes with a disc drive, it costs $150 more than it used to cost at launch. Right?
Yes.
I'm getting that right. So
that's ridiculous.
I currently have one digital and one base PS5, so that was $900 in. So now that would be well over $1,100. I'm guessing at this point now. So that's an insane markup. And I don't know why. What would possess you to think that the price of the PlayStation Portal should go up? It has none of the things that are being involved in this right now. There's it's just regular Flash in there. There's no NVMe or any other type of RAM in there that would be affected. So I don't know why they even brought the cost up for that. If anything, they should have brought up the price of the PSVR for that reason. If they're just directly targeting the increase of cost of things or whatever, right? Or at least say, hey, we're doing this thing to offset it. Like Nintendo said, we're going to increase the price of accessories, right? To offset some of the costs that we're going to see for the system. This is just, I can't with this. And you're what is it, $900 for the
$900
for the
$100.
I made a video tripping about the PS5 Pro costing $700 when it launched.
Yeah.
In Europe it's actually more. In Europe, it's 1,000. Converted to USD because they did 900 euros just straight.
Yeah, how much
nobody's going to do
Right.
this.
Oh man,
Nobody's going to be down with this. I mean, other than the most rabid of fanboys that broke their PS5, I don't see anybody saying, "Yeah, Sony wins, baby. Let me go." I don't see how this works. And short of them, I don't know. I just think that the PS5 didn't do what they wanted it. The PS5 Pro didn't do what they wanted it to do because the PS5 didn't fulfill the promise that they originally put out there, and the PS5 Pro isn't doing it either. So. How do you? I don't know how you come back from this, to be honest with you, because now you've got a next generation system that you announced exists, right? With the PS5 Pro being out there right now, how do you launch this thing for less than $1,000?
How do you launch it for less? And reports say that it's going to be around $450, $500. You're like, how, Sway? The math ain't mathing.
How? Like, you already know that. So GDDR6 price is going up for whatever farms are deciding to be GPU based or whatever. Not too many of those versus CPU based, but it's still significant to the point where people can't make GPUs anymore. And if that's the case, obviously that's going to affect consoles, even though there's a custom part that Sony ordered way ahead of time. That's still going to be a problem. So imagine building a brand new system with the latest version of GDDR or raw DDR6 or whatever, that the data centers have already pre-ordered before you got a chance to design your console. You're going to be waiting to get them, number one, and number two, you're going to be paying premium. So how do you offset that cost? Are you going to eat, anywhere between $500 to $600 per unit that you sell? Or are you going to sell it at over $1,000 to each person and wonder why the sales are low? I don't see this working. I don't see PlayStation 6 showing up until 2030 at this point, the way things are going, because it's not going to be affordable for them to ship anytime soon. And if they're jacking up the price of the base console this way, I don't see it. I don't. Microsoft is doing it because they plan on launching next year. But Sony is, if they're not shipping next year and they're shipping in 2028, they might as well hold.
Yeah.
I don't see it working.
So the Elemental Hero said, well, 900 plus tax and warranties, the extra controller, the stand, the disk drive, add them all together. When you get a chance, you'll be shocked.
Right.
I forgot. It doesn't come with a stand.
It is
I forgot
digital
about that.
only.
Yeah.
You need to get a
No
digital.
disk drive, no stand.
Oh boy!
I forgot about that.
I forgot too. I completely forgot about the external disk drive.
It's like if I say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Even if you have to, let's just say for argument's sake, they have no choice. All the companies have to raise prices. There is a way that they could try to offset that cost. They got a back catalog, whether you're Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, you have a back catalog of games that you've already made your profit on. You could easily, like with PlayStation, they could have taken Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales, both Last of Us. They could have bundled that in and said, here you go. We have no choice, but we're going to give you these games for free. That would actually show some goodwill.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
that'd be a sweet deal.
I mean, they're already selling them for pennies on PlayStation Network anyway, so they might as well just put them in a box. Why not?
Right.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
It could be digital.
Yeah.
It's something when it comes down to it.
So it's funny because my thoughts on here, there's so many thoughts that I have about this. One thing that's always been a thing with Sony and Microsoft since they've been in the game is that their philosophy is to make especially when Microsoft came out for Sony, to make the most powerful system and sell at a loss and allow the recoup to come through the deals and the third-party engagements that they have to make that money back. And over time, they would restructure said system to use less components, less plastic, less material, and eventually that offset would come around somewhere between like early to mid generation for them. And that's when they would really actually start profiting off their systems. Now for Nintendo, it has always been that they would never sell at a loss. And I think the only system to do that was the Wii U at the time. And even when they sold at a loss, it was like, well, we really only need you to buy one to two games. Was it one
game?
One game to really offset the losses that we're making. And you're gonna buy a game for a system. Like that's just the way it is. And
you
so,
had an 8-to-1 ratio, by the way, by the end of the generation. So they made more than enough money off of it.
So it's like so it seems that the philosophies were entirely different. I know we talked about how Nintendo has yet to raise prices of Switch 2s. For whatever reason, they're slowing down production, I guess, but that's neither here nor there. But the thing is that, and Vigil said this in his video, is that we're used to being years down in a cycle life and a generational life where eventually that price comes down on these systems. And so far we've seen price increase after price increase after price increase. Now I could take it two minds of that. We could say, one, maybe Sony is actually being aggressive against Microsoft and forcing them to push the said $1,000 on their next system because they really want them to not buy systems. I really don't see that because competition, they have competition, yes, but I don't think trying to push somebody else all the way out of the gaming console industry that kind of way doesn't really help. And then we also talked about the PlayStation 6 also coming out next year. And if that system is $400 to $500, then why would you price all this stuff that expensive in the first place?
Yeah.
The other thing is, and Vigil talked about this as well, is running into the RAM problem, right? Running into the GPU and the RAM problems. These systems have been out for a while now, a very long while. And most systems, I'm not going to say all, most systems, most companies, when they come out with a line of a product of a console, over that time, even though yes, they are looking for the future as far as like the PlayStation 6 and R&D for that, they are still actively working on that console. How can we get it smaller? That's why you got the PlayStation Slimline. That's why you got things like the PS5 Pro, is because they continuously work on these things, right? But parts for those pieces don't just surprisingly get expensive out of nowhere. And for Sony to come up with the line, what was it that they said? They want to continue delivering innovative, high quality gaming experiences to players worldwide. This might be a little bit biased, but what innovative, high quality gaming experiences. Because when was the last game that y'all came out with?
Ghost of Yote, which is
Ghost-
an iterative.
I gotta overlook pretty bad, but
Yeah,
it looks
like
beautiful though.
Yeah.
outside of that, it was God of War. I'm
Oh, yeah.
sorry, that wasn't that to me. I didn't find no innovation in that. That didn't.
It was
No.
fun, just very long game.
And the next
Are
game,
you talking about Sons of Sparta?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
the 2D
actually-
one.
Oh,
I can't even wait.
I was about to say, I'm like, I don't.
Yeah,
Hold
I actually
on.
thought it was a
Hold-
good game. It
hold
had a
on.
terrible art style. I hated the art style.
yeah.
Oh, did
terrible
you
art
play
style.
Vigilante?
I did, but I
you
only
did?
made it halfway through because I have skill issues with Metroidvanias.
Okay.
That's
At
fair.
least you
That's
played
fair.
it, though.
Yeah.
That's, at least you can say you played.
And then
it,
the
I
ne-
like God of War, so
the next game to come out is Wolverine. So it sounds like you really only coming out with like 1 to 2 games every year, and that warrants an
That's not the
extra
next
100?
one. Samson,
No,
I have to stop you. That's not the next
oh,
one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
What's
next
that
one is Sorrows on April 30th.
Yes, you're
And
right.
That's pretty much a sequel. Sequel to Returnal, which I personally think is probably the best PS5
Oh, cool.
game.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
that game looks
among the top
amazing.
3.
I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna hold you. That game looks amazing, but does it still warrant an extra $150?
It
No,
does not.
especially not at
Absolutely
1080p.
not.
Well,
Absolutely
no,
not.
GTA 6 does.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's what
and
they're banking for.
that
That's
script's
what they're
getting.
banking.
that's
Like they
the-
better hope that it doesn't come to PC and Switch too at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because that is their like bank, isn't it, Vigil? It's like
Oh, they're banking,
yo,
man.
but when GTA 6 comes out,
Because whoever doesn't have a console, it don't matter what those prices are. People have been waiting over 10 years for that game. That game has sold over 250 million units worldwide.
Yeah.
That are copies worldwide. That game is like one of probably I don't think there's ever going to be another anticipated game at that level. To be honest, maybe a Minecraft 2 might.
Yeah. It's just wild that they would just continue to try and increase the prices. And it's weird because they love sales. They love talking about sales numbers. But the increase in price numbers isn't going to equal to more sales of the system, which makes me really wonder how much did that system actually cost them? How much are they breaking in the bank with PSSR and this whole PlayStation 5 situation?
I can tell you right now, the bill of materials for the original PS5 was probably $700 for the base PS5 in 2020. So they ate about $200.
I can see that.
Mm.
Yeah, for the equivalent tech that's in there.
And they want that money back.
Yep. And GDDR6 was more expensive for the time, but obviously it got cheaper over the next couple of years. And I don't know what's going on, but AI data centers are using this too for some reason. And they're using NVIDIA themselves is using LPDDR5, right? So people are saying that might affect Nintendo and things of that nature. But I'm like, the interesting thing is Nintendo is working directly with NVIDIA. And Nintendo doesn't do short-term deals. They do 10 years out. So I don't think they're going to have a shortage of anything that they need for materials for their platform. If they do, then they're just not the same Nintendo that we've seen for the last 30 years. That much I will say. It's just going to be interesting to see how Sony's able to recoup anything back at this point. Because if you've had to increase the price twice, that means you've seen, if they're not public, you've seen internal losses as far as operating costs go. And how are you hiding that? Because Sony doesn't tell you, because they're not a video game only company. They have ways of hiding losses in other divisions. So they'll just say the gaming and services division or whatever, and say, oh, well, in services over here, which is part of Sony Cloud Compute or some other crap, they'll post a loss over there to cover for anything else that they don't want to talk about. So it's really weird to get a true beat on it, but it's obviously not cheap for them.
Yeah.
And they do all the marketing too. That's not cheap either. So we'll see what happens. But obviously the price going up means that they can't afford to keep it the price it was there.
I was going to say one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Now, I have no proof to back this up. This is my personal opinion. I think how much money they lost on doing the failure of their live service push, I think that has something to do with it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Hundreds of
that.
Yeah.
millions.
I was waiting for that to be brought up.
I
Yeah.
think
Hundreds of
honestly,
millions.
to add to that Vigilante as well, I believe Concord was what they did for Concord, and I don't know if we all can remember this, but not too long after they shut off, they cut the cord for Concord. 10 days, by the way, just 10 days. They did a $5 increase of all their DualSense controllers.
I can believe it.
So I think that was part of their because I think like month on month the DualSense is among like the top selling accessories here, especially here in the States. Just it's another controller. So yeah,
And we can see. Sorry, not to cut you off.
they're good.
We can see too. Like it seems like Sony's having a hard time finding their footing because we're having this situation where they're trying to put their games on PC, but then now they're like, oh, we're gonna stop that, and it's like, they're having a hard time.
I think to me for that as well, Cisco. I think they're kind of just because to me they're kind of in the gaming business. They're pretty reactionary with how they make a lot of decisions. Yeah. Because like especially like, I mean, we saw this way back E3 2013. The whole the infamous Don Matrick Xbox One thing for their showcase. DRM this, you use games that they had. Sony usually had their show, I believe, about 6 p.m. Eastern for their conferences back then. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're not doing any of that," basically. And our our PS4 is $100 less. Boom, that's that. But articles came out saying that they were interested in locking used games for their discs and this that, and the other. Fast forward to recently, leadership leaving Xbox, their hardware sales as far as their consoles, to me pretty much plateaued, or it's very, very, very gradual, like new sales for the console. It hasn't grown that much.
Man, they find 5 million extra PS2s. They can make it work.
Yeah, you're right.
You gotta check. They didn't hit up Jim Ryan like, hey, after his afternoon tea, just check his closet. You're gonna find a couple million more in there.
Said I've been saving these. I've been saving these for a rainy day.
Yep, a rainy day. Last thing I'll say, and then we can all move on. Whatever. Just I have a prediction as well for this because it's gonna be a 2-part prediction. One is no surprise. The sales are going to slow down thanks to this increase. It's egregious. Like no matter if you're like a whole family, your financial situation, you're single person, not too many other bills. That's still a lot to drop on one whole console and then some extra games and then a controller if you like having someone, a significant other, to play 2-player or whatever. That's just a lot to drop. So that is just gonna slow down, and I think because of that, I would not be surprised if we see another PS Plus subscription pricing increase.
Oh my gosh! And I was gonna bring that up too. The
online
is stupid expensive, man.
I think they're gonna do it. They're gonna just gouge out everybody else that's still engaged in paying for the PS Plus subscription.
They already priced me out on that. I have had online since I got a PS4 back when I was like, I'm 30 now, and I think I got it when I was like 19, and I've always had online. And when they raised it to 80, and especially because I was only playing like Marvel Rivals, you don't even need online. I was like, what am I paying this for, man? Like, what's the point? And then the monthly games aren't that worth it either. It's like, well, I stopped buying it, and now I'm starting to slowly be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna move on to PC because I've been enjoying playing games on my PC, but I need to be able to like, I just don't like sitting here playing my games. I want to be on like a TV. So, I don't know that whatever what was it, the Steam machine or something? Whatever next system that's reasonably priced that will let me play my PC games. I think that would be the move.
Steam machine was the chosen one for the PC environment, but even Valve is sweating. They're like, "Oh man, we don't know these RAM prices too."
LPDDR5.
Yeah.
Even though I think they're happy about this price increase.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, this in the frame of this now, they're probably looking like, okay, so let's go back and see what we can do, and then we can announce.
Now they can announce $800 or $850 or whatever.
Yeah,
sound okay.
Yeah, I'm not a tech enthusiast, but I was many PC people came out and said that to build a comparable PC compared to what the Steam machine is supposed to be, it would cost roughly about $750 to build that. But we all know that's not what's going to cost Steam because they get those parts all in bulk.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they built the Steam Deck for about $250 back then. The original.
I can believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, they made it. They probably made a decent killing on those original models. I feel like, I don't know. Well, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm I'm that weird guy where if I have my PC here, right, and I have a Steam Deck, I don't need a Steam machine because I could just dock my Steam Deck and play it on my TV.
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't really need one. It's just another option for the for those that are just like they're not into handheld or mobile PC handheld stuff at all, but they do want their Steam library hooked up to the TV. Because I mean I have a PC here. I've hooked up to my TV off and on, but there's some that plus my 2 monitors. Things don't really work out as how it could, but it's not as straightforward.
Steam Deck doesn't dock and undock as well as it was originally advertised to do. It definitely doesn't compare to what even Switch 1 does. So
I've heard,
depending on your display, you will have varying different results there. Yeah. But
I'm seeing firsthand, buddy.
I finally got it to work, but
a little off. And I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like if they do this, they gotta market it like really well, and specifically to people. I almost want to say to people that don't have a Steam Deck. I want to say because it's not going to fit their lifestyle unless either you don't have a Steam Deck or you don't have a PC.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have a PC and a Steam Deck, that is almost not for you, except for certain cases, like maybe a third display in your house or something.
Yeah.
But
expendable income, multiple screens in the household. You like to move and game different parts of your.
Yep.
There's a lot of bullet points to check off, really. Well, yeah, at least to me.
Now, I was originally excited for the Steam machine, and that's because I have a pretty big Steam library, but most of the time I play on my Switch 2 or the PS5 because I'm usually recording something or uploading something, and I can't really do that while I'm doing it, playing games on my PC as well. So I was excited for it, but there's no way I'm paying $800. No, if it's over 600 or no, if it's over 500, I ain't paying for it. That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, we're locked out. Because I was the same way.
I was considering it for the future, but now I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, I'll just hold my current PC spirit rig underneath my desk and say, don't break ever for the next 5 years. Please do not. Yeah. I'm glad I was going to get a Steam Deck back in fall 2024. I was going to get one of the MOLED ones. I mean, obviously, it was before Switch 2 was about to come out. But seeing how Monster Hunter Wilds was, I was like, let me go ahead and just get another GPU instead. I think it was like it's a 4070 Ti Super, and I'm very, very, very happy I made that decision. Oh, you do?
It's funny because I was just about to. I was gonna message Shadow the other day and be like, Shadow, is my 3080 still worth it?
I'm like, real talk.
Can I still get life out of this thing? Because I don't want to move.
In my opinion, I mean. It's probably gonna get you there still. It should at least 1080p stuff for the most part. You should be good to go. Now, if my name was Jensen Huang, then I'm gonna say no. You need to get a 5090 right now. But I am not him, and he is not me. So that 3080 is probably gonna be you're gonna do okay. You're gonna do fine.
Yeah, 5090 just to still playing path tracing at 60 frames per second is not it for me. I'm not doing that. I got path tracing. Yeah, it looked like a slideshow though. But
a pretty slideshow.
So we got some. Looks like the comment section is roaring with comments.
Oh,
Let's see here. We've got Mad Paximus saying GTA 6. The people developing it now, I'm sorry, but it's going to be a big letdown, to say it politely.
I've been wondering about that. I'm like, what if it comes out and it's not
it's terrible.
It's going to be interesting. It's especially in this current day and age where everything's got to be a controversy, whether it's legitimate or not. It's going to be a very obnoxious time.
I think it'd be funny if it came out and it got the Crimson Desert treatment, but that's interesting.
So can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Isn't it still odd that we haven't seen any gameplay of this?
Right.
It's all
right.
And it's supposed to come out this year, right?
Yeah. Supposedly.
Yeah. Alleged.
But this is Rockstar after all. They could drop whatever they could shadow drop it, and this thing is going to sell well.
Oh,
they know it.
Yeah.
They know they don't have to try.
It'll probably crash. It'll crash Xbox stores, whatever they call it now, and then PSN. They'll both crash within the same minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jazzy says Y'all think they'll go to the Series S and X route for PlayStation 6 just to have a more very cheaper SKU option available? I
I
think
don't think
that's
they'll do that.
That's supposed to be the PS6 portable, I think.
yeah, that's
yeah,
what
I
I
was
was gonna
about to
say. I
say.
think that's what the portable was for.
That's
I
what
think
my
they'll
thinking.
do one that's a disc, one that's a disc, or is all digital, maybe have less storage. That's what they'll probably do. But I don't think they're going to go the S and X route where one has less power than the other.
Yeah, because then that kind of pushes too heavy against the PlayStation 5 Pro, if you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you're asking, what are you paying that money for? So, yeah, I kind of agree with that. Plus, they kind of did that already with the PlayStation physical and digital version. So, it's not like too far off from what they're already doing now. J Big said they have about 90 million copies of GTA 6. They could sell with the price increase. I heard Rockstar was working on a Switch 2 version that is going to make up for the people that will not pick it up.
I'm
feel
telling you,
That's
they're
going to change right there.
they're gonna do it like this. They're gonna do like traditionally. They're gonna release the console versions first this fall, allegedly, supposedly. Then the next wave, I think they're gonna try and have the Switch 2 version with the PC, because they usually do it like a year or so after the home console release. That's honestly what I think they're gonna try and do.
That announcement is going to break the internet.
It is, and I
Yeah.
can't wait. like it's like because like I get it. It's what we've seen in the trailer. The lot of the footage or whatever, in-engine footage, whatever. We haven't seen real gameplay of it yet. We don't know if it's gonna be a 30 frame per second focused game. If there's gonna be a 60 frame mode or a 40 frame for 120 hertz and all that. We haven't seen none of that. We haven't seen anything of real button prompts. So it's like when people say, "Oh, it can't run on Switch 2," it's like, "Well, show your proof. Where's the gameplay? Do we have we heard them talk technically how this was catered to the power of the SSD or whatever? There's no proof. There's nothing. So until that can be done, I still firmly think it is going to release on Switch 2 sometime in the future.
I think they have no choice at this point in time. They missed out. Well, everybody missed out on the Switch 1 sales, but.
Yeah.
I feel like they're definitely there. I feel like Rockstar is still in that, but I don't wanna. And Take-Two is like, boy, if you don't get out there and put the game out there,
Right.
we're gonna have some real problems. Tell you I won't. Bet you I will not allow you to make a Red Dead Redemption 3. Bet you I won't. I bet you I give it to somebody else.
Man.
The drone, what up, drone? He says, "Where is Call of Duty for Switch 2?" So Jack had this theory. Shout outs to Action Jack, man. He had this theory, and he's not wrong for this. They were in the courtroom, and Microsoft literally said that they were going to be supporting the Switch with Call of Duty for what, 10 years? Was that but they never specified when that time started. So realistically, they could sit on that forever and be like, well, we're still planning on supporting for 10 years, but we never told y'all exactly when that 10 years was going to be the beginning of. So now, are they wrong for it? Yes. Should they put it out for it? Absolutely. I think so. Would I buy it? I don't know, because I really don't like Call of Duty like that anymore. But it's still a popular enough series where I feel like they're missing out on easy money at this point too.
I mean, it's crazy that you got a CEO that woefully underestimated the Switch. Like, he just really said, I just didn't think it was any money in it. I'm like, what? Why would you not? You see Fortnite. What are we doing? Like, the most popular games on the most popular platform are doing gangbusters. Why wouldn't they? And Fortnite is still the most popular live service game on the PlayStation 5 as well. So, like, why wouldn't you, if you see that kind of live service stuff happening and you're turning Call of Duty into a live service game, why wouldn't you go to all the places where that's happening? That's just really odd to me. But I don't know what type of agreement Microsoft had with them before this, but for whatever reason, they were bending over backwards to make sure that they were, Xbox wasn't even really selling that well. And Call of Duty's still there every time, but they got every excuse under the sun. If if a Nintendo title doesn't do well or Nintendo version doesn't do well, they're running away. So I don't know. That's just weird to me.
Yeah.
And they did all this work to port all of Call of Duty 4 to the Wii, and so you can't say it's a technical issue. It's definitely money, and you don't think you're going to get a return on investment, which means that you're not smart.
All right.
But they should be able to do it now, though, because you're talking about 10 years. They want to do it now because they see what the returns are with games, third-party games doing well on Switch 2 right now. So they definitely want to have something out, if not by this fall, next fall, for sure.
Still a void of military shooter on the Switch 2 as well. So
yeah,
someone's gonna try and fill it.
Somebody got to jump in there. It can't just be Warzone. I mean, it can't just be that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to answer Macaulay, but I do want to address this because I feel like a lot of people hate on Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer is probably one of the most, in my opinion, unfortunate people to ever sit in one of the highest regarded positions ever. Because I truly 1,000% believe that this man was a real gamer at the end of the day. Like, I truly wholeheartedly believe that he was a real gamer. The problem is I think he was also one of the, and I don't know the man, like, so he could have probably walked in the office cussing everybody out before he got to his room. But I do think like he was an actual nice person, and I think that's the reason why Xbox is in the situation that they're in. Is like he heard a lot of chatter from here, from there, and even with developers. I'm even talking about studios, and he walks in, he's like, "So, what you got?" And they're like, "Well, we got this, and we're still kind of working on it, boss, but we got it. Like, check where we're at so far." And he's like, "You know what? I kind of like this idea. That's really good. I'm going to come back in about a month or so to see where you guys are. All right? Okay, cool. Keep working. Keep doing a great job." And then a month or so later, he comes in. He's like, "All right, show me what you got. Where we at with this one?" And they're like, "Well, here, let's go ahead and let's show him what new we did." And it's like minuscule. And he's like, okay, I see it. You guys are on the right track of where you're going. And I think overall it's just like, and Shadow, yeah, you're right. He definitely paid for his mistakes heavily. I think at the end of the day, I think he was more so in trying to be the everybody's man and not really crack down and be like, "Yo, these are the things that we really need to do." I think if he would have stayed around for a little bit longer, I almost think he would have turned it around. This next generation with the next Xbox, I'm actually kind of scared for y'all because the AI lady is in, and I don't. And as fast as they changed the Xbox can be your TV, your television, and that went away within the first few months. They will do it that fast with Xbox. We ain't doing nothing with oh, wait a minute, we're doing everything with AI. Everything's AI now. So yeah, it's at least you had a path that you could see. With this one, it's really not as clear. But
Snapchat filters for every game.
Let's
5 across the board.
I'm scared, man. But I think Phil Spencer was a great guy, great gamer. He seemed genuine in our eyes. I never really heard anything about him being a mean or a bad boss behind the scenes. Nobody has come out and said that, even after his retirement. So yeah, that's my thoughts specifically on him. But I think that is going to be it for us. Anybody else have anything else they want to throw out there before we get out of here?
Nope. Mega Man Star Force collection is out now. Go
buy it.
Hell yeah.
They said that they might make the sequel where they cross over Battle Network and Star Force.
Ooh.
Oh,
the
even
game
though
does good.
That'll
Yeah,
be
Star
sweet.
Force 4 or whatever it was called. Like, it was a canceled project apparently. Though.
They got a lot of
Anyways.
Mega Man projects, man.
I just have one more thing to say. If you guys are tight on money and you can't afford the $70 games or $60 games, you really want to find some good deals, go look at pawn shops.
Yeah.
I bought way too many games this week. Luckily, I'm going to review them and play them on live stream, so I get to write them off. But yeah, you can. I got Pokken Tournament for $15.
Wow,
that's a great game.
I got I got Pokemon Sword and Violet for $50. Not each, it's all together.
That's great.
Wow. That's another thing, and thank you for bringing that up, Vigil. That's another thing. Don't feel pressed to buy the new and latest games. Like, if a game is new to you, it's new to you, and enjoy it. Just because other people have played it, play that experience, man. Don't be scared to play games that are old. Don't be scared to jump back into the 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, N64, PlayStation 1 era, because there are some golden pieces out there that even today you won't get that great of a story, or you won't get that great of a gameplay experience like you did back then. So don't miss out.
I'll say this. It's specifically to my followers, everybody that's in the chat right now. Don't let this internet FOMO stuff have you broke. Like, we are YouTubers or whatever, right? Like, kind of stuff. I have a small amount of disposable income, right? I can buy this stuff, day one or whatever. A lot of people can't. Don't do this just because you see somebody else doing it. Please don't.
Yeah.
Budget effectively, and you'll be able to pick up on a lot of stuff way cheaper after the fact. I buy some stuff when it first comes out, and some of the stuff I still haven't unboxed it yet. You don't want to spend money that you just to see what somebody else is playing, and you don't even get around to it. So, like, I would definitely say that my backlog is insane. You don't want to be in this story. Enjoy the games that you get when you get them, when you can afford them, because there's plenty of them to go around.
Shadow Fox's backlog is actually all the games you see behind you. You didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, unboxed amiibo, all kind of foolishness. So it's just stuff.
He goes downstairs, and there's a basement, but then there's a secret passage to another downstairs that actually has a library in it, but it's not filled with books. It's filled with backlog games.
Like, I really do have sealed PS2 games. It's insane. Don't be like me. Please don't.
So with that being said, we are going to get up out of here. I always have trouble because I can never find it. There it is. We're going to get out of here. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody who came in through all of the chats. Both the Shadow community as well as AVS's community and the Stormcast community. With that being said, before we get up out of here, Vigil, what you got up for us, man?
I'm working on a couple reviews for Princess Peach Showtime and the Super Mario Wonder plus Bella Bella Park. I'm also working on a video why you should never report on rumors, especially when it comes to the Direct. And I'm going to be going over that video what Nate the Hate said recently, because I already know it's going to get blown out of proportion again, just like it did last time. And I don't want to deal with the misinformation.
Okay. You guys can find Angry Vigilante. Definitely go support him if you're on any of the other channels. On his channel, the Angry Vigilante Show, as well as on Twitter. Yes, he will talk back to you. He is that kind of person, real person out here. He will have conversations with you. With that being said, Shadow, what you got up for us?
Man, channel Dead Not Dead stuff will be up soon. Couple of reviews. Obviously, I still have a debate review to do with Angry Vigilante. I have to do. There's some other content that I'm bringing up and a channel update as well. So look out for that kind of stuff. And podcasts will be coming soon. I'll give more updates on that pretty soon. I'll try to get, co-hosts together and figure out how we're going to do that regularly. So just relaunching the channel softly, and that's it. Do you play games, have fun to impress other people?
For sure. All right. Cisco, what you got up for us, man?
Yeah, I got some videos in the works. I've been working a lot on these where I talk about my journey with the Pokemon games I'm playing. I 3D print my team, and then I talk about the significance of it. That's kind of what's been cooking up in the lab, and it's taken a while. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to get through Gale of Darkness and doing all that. I'm trying to think. I gotta do my. This is like my third week in a row. I really gotta get it done. But my review and shout out of like Paranormal Site, The Mermaid's Curse, because they did sponsor me for that one. So I need to make that video. I was sick, but I'm good now. I need to get on that. So that's what I got.
Okay. I didn't say this before, so my apologies, Shadow. You can also find Shadow Fox on the Shadow Fox Infinite channel as well. He's also on Twitter too. And just like Angry Vigil, if you message him, he'll definitely message you back. If you tag him, he'll probably tag you back.
Good
and
luck.
Talk to you. Just the man is masterful at handling trollers. That's all I can say. With that being said, the co-host in the building, Geronimo, what you got up for us?
All right. Yeah. So, I'm back making videos again. Yeah, my little mental block is done finally. So this week I did my video. We touched on it really briefly. Marvel Rivals is confirmed coming to Nintendo Switch 2 in the future. We don't have a full time yet, but I will talk about that more in that video. And I also gave my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 pricing, digital and physical being different, and my takes on why I think that is occurring. So yeah, and then next videos, I'm gonna be working on a gameplay, another mouse control showcase for Warframe for Nintendo Switch 2 version. So that'll be going up the next couple of days or so. I'm gonna get back to getting back into some controller reviews as well. Some of the 8-bit dough, some of the Gully Kit stuff. Yeah, kind of get that back in the mix. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So.
Okay. All right. And you guys know how we do it here on the Stormcast show every Saturday at 7 o'clock. Okay. And tomorrow on Sunday is the Winging It podcast, also at 7 o'clock, where you can find usually Sandstorm, Shadow Fox, him, Jack, Action Jack as well, Jay, and Andre, the game idea guy, and sometimes you can find our neighborhood troll, the top most troll, and I'm from Michigan, and she's the top most troll out of all of us.
Get you, man.
Vicky, which I'm surprised, she kind of shows up like how Shadow does. If you call her name, she'll just appear out of nowhere. But shout outs to Vicky. And then Monday is the Juices Loose podcast, where you can also find me on Terminator Juice's channel with the rest of the crew. I won't shout out everybody on there, but thank you guys so much for coming through. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate our guests coming through as well. Before we get out, you know how we have to do. We got to pray out. We prayed in, we got to pray out. So thank you, Father, for allowing us to have this time. Thank you for this great conversation that we've had today. And thank you for the openness that we had with both the podcast crew as well as everybody watching. We ask that you continue to keep everybody safe, everybody in good mental state, and everybody just overall healthy. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. And that's going to do it for us, guys. Thank you.